Yo.
Can you hear us?
Now y'all can hear us because the mic was mute the whole time for what I just realized.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Hey y'all. I could not hear it for like the whole time I was trying to figure it out.
Instagram got it though.
Instagram got it, but we gonna do it again for y'all. Hey, it's T time. It's T time. It's T time. Let's get it. Hey, what you talking about, girl? What you talking about?
Pass the glass.
Hey, what you talking about?
Pass the glass.
What you talking about? Yes, y'all, we are going through it, man.
You know about the Jackson 5? We the TTT3.
Yes.
Yes. Come on, T3. Yes.
Yo, why are we a whole 10 minutes in? We're struggling with this audio, y'all.
Listen. The audio, video.
Nothing is perfect,
okay?
Nothing is perfect. So we out here. Hey, girl. We got our girl Sheikah on the line. Hey, girl.
Yes.
We decided to do TTT in our PJs because it's Netflix and chill. And if you don't know, based on our topic tonight, I have. Wait, let me.
Please read the shirt.
Oh my gosh.
I have a shirt for you boys tonight.
Don't have sex with a guy who won't eat you out first. Oh my god.
That's a word.
Hey.
Can the church say hallelujah?
When you do Netflix, you gotta wear that shirt. Like, look,
okay.
You trying to do this? Here are my expectations right
you
here.
You walk out with the shirt like, so what movie did you want to watch?
Right.
What's your options?
You got to make sure you put the hint in first, okay?
See, there's her disclaimer right there.
Are you in the mood for like a series? We can watch some Stranger
I just want to know.
My shirt clearly does not say that.
She want to sparkle and everything like that.
The devil's a lie. I bought these for the shorts. The shorts are everything.
I mean, if
it just came with this, and I had to buy it together.
Oh, I was about to take it all the way freaky, y'all, because when I thought about sparkle, I thought about something that was not appropriate. So we're gonna just reel it back, and I'm gonna just sip my wine. What was she thinking? So, I just wanna what we cheersing to because we're not canceling nothing, right? We canceling Netflix. Is that cancel culture? Are we canceling Netflix or we canceling Netflix and chill?
We can't afford the kids.
We got too many good series, right?
I can't afford.
Nah, but on August 1st, all the series is supposed to be coming back. Moesha, Girlfriends 101.
I cannot wait.
Yes. And
I wish BET would have bought it, but
Parkers,
you know.
Don't forget the Parkers.
Yes, the Parkers.
All the BET is not black owned.
There's one more. What is it? Oh, All of Us. That's what it was. All of those shows.
I'm gonna watch all of them again.
And Netflix about to make hella motherfucking money.
I'm be sitting right in my room like
I don't know why BET could not acquire the money to buy this stuff because they just started BET Plus and they got their Q series on there and they got a lot of black stuff. I paid for it for 1 month to give it a chance.
Had the throwbacks though. That would have made them pop.
Yeah, I paid for it for 1 month. I wasn't feeling it.
How much was it?
It was okay. I was watching a series and I didn't want to not finish it, and my week trial was up, so I paid for it, and it was $8.99. Will I pay for it again? No.
I get Netflix free with my.
I need them to put everything that was on Disney Plus on Netflix.
And I love
I'm not
Disney.
paying for both.
Can I just say, y'all, I love Disney. So anybody that is about to get Disney just to see Beyonce's little, king.
That will be one reason.
Is it Black
is King?
Black is King. Which I don't care about because I don't want nobody beehiving me, but I don't really care for that.
It's a virtual album, so it's not even like a movie.
Virtual album.
Like it's matching.
Is it like Lemonade when Lemonade was virtual? Yeah. So
people keep calling it a movie, but when I looked it up with the trailer, it said virtual album. That's what it is. So it's gonna be a bunch of videos. It's more gonna be art than anything. Like probably how she was vibing with like some poetry and then a song and then you know what I'm saying? Maybe a short skit, like
or where she comes to go
watch it. Sorry.
And I never thought that.
Like, I'm not buying Disney Plus for that.
Like, of course it's so deep. Wait, she like blue.
You saw how she turned it in though. You had to turn it to your whole beam up.
So Rumi, Black is King.
Like you gotta fix your shoulders and let it flow.
Yo, let me tell y'all.
And then she'll be like, I've been drinking.
Hey.
But you can't we can't say too much because everybody was feeling that goddamn song when it came out.
I love that song.
I love that
song. With her ramen noodle hair. We be all night.
Love hella shots at Beyonce.
Oh wait, did y'all hear her love? It was not nice.
No, it wasn't. But she did have ramen noodle hair.
She had ramen noodle hair. Everybody was rocking it after though.
They sure was.
Everybody was.
And didn't that come out or before when me and Stevie J did the sex tapes, and that was a part of the reason why it sold even more because of the surfboard.
Oh yes,
shit.
right after.
It came right after, right?
Like, yo, she's out there surfboarding for real.
Right.
I know that. I know that.
I feel like Drunk in Love was the new Rock the Boat.
What's going on with you?
Rock the Boat was classy. I don't know.
No, Rock the Boat you can listen with your mom. Drunk in Love.
Drunk in Love, your mom over here like, you drinking what? You drinking what?
My mom's a young mom, so we both be like, surfboard. Surfboard.
Rolling in
in this day and age, look, everybody's singing City Girls and shit with their goddamn parents.
Rock the Boat, I was like 4 years old, like.
If she was 4, how old were we?
Bitch, I ain't talking about my age. Sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, and it was okay for me to sing
8.
If you was 7,
it was okay for me to sing it though.
I was 10.
I would be upset if Delilah was walking around like grinding on that wood, grinding on that.
Oh yeah.
I think Rock the Boat had a lot more metaphors.
Oh heck yeah, because I didn't know what she meant until I grew up a little more, and I was like,
the whole videos had
those.
Real life though. If she was to do Rock the Boat now in 2020, God, rest her soul. It wouldn't look like that. She would have been a little naked grinding a little.
Yeah.
First of all, she would have had a bottle and she would have been driving the boat.
Because back in the day,
they
low-key tried. They tried to keep the integrity back in the day.
Well, they tried to keep it. I think she was sexy.
But I think maybe that's why we enjoyed it more.
Ooh, sexy, classy. I don't know.
Sexy, bougie,
ratchet.
No, but she was sexy as like she. You know what it is? She wasn't sexy. She was sensual. There's a difference. She was sensual. Like she was like out of this shit. She didn't really even have any moments with a dude in the video. Really, it was just her being sexy on her own. R.I.P. bro. We are off topic.
We are way off topic, but guess what? Can you hold this for me?
Sure.
I need to fix myself because we about to get ready for y'all. Hi everyone, give me a high five, a little high, a little wave in the comments because I'm popping.
We gonna be making all types of like songs tonight.
Good. Bring it back.
What?
Excuse us, we're happy. We're fun, having fun.
They made my day because I had a terrible week, y'all. Since I was asking everybody about their week,
she gave us away.
Hey,
see, only one that can follow instructions.
Yep. Ooh, she shared our invitees. Nobody else waved. They didn't say hi. Say hi, because I am here drinking and toasting to you.
Ooh,
okay.
Nice little bar.
Thank you. Y'all gonna take me for karaoke night. We winning, all right?
Soon as COVID clear up.
Karaoke in the crib.
Right. We're doing karaoke in the crib. Let's do that next week.
I'm down.
I got a mic right here. We're gonna make it work. We hooking it up.
You right. I think you want to use the expensive
one. The one that sits on the table. I'm gonna have the headphones on and be like, it's hot out here for a PM.
I was just about to say, let's pretend we in the studio. Let's go.
Try to get this money for the rent.
Hey.
But the Cadillac cash money spent.
Hey.
Have a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. You better say it right. Jumping shit.
Yo, so y'all already know who my karaoke friends are. All right, we went a whole 16 minutes and we introduced. Listen, if y'all don't know, let's just start right now. Okay, we're gonna straighten up. Hey y'all, welcome to Talk That Talk. I am your host, Christina, and I have my girls, my co-hosts, my homies, my top friends. My woes. Hey, because if you don't know, we are Woe Women of Empowerment Inc. And we are all representing for our organization. Okay, our organization. Welcome, my girl Crystal.
Hey.
Say hey. And my girl Kyla.
How you doing?
All right, so what's up with y'all? So we're talking about Netflix and chill, and we really wanted to know, this is something that we were just like, yo, do people date anymore? Is it just Netflix and chill, or is it just cuffing season, or do we just go straight to the bed and in the sheets and under the covers and then under the bed?
And then forget about people just pulling up.
Oh, the pull up, like where you at outside your crib?
Oh,
what, nigga?
You get that hey big head text.
What?
Hey yo, I'm at the gate. What's the code?
Oh, that's what you get.
You better follow behind a car and tailgate.
Okay. So we want to know: do y'all think that dating has been canceled since what I'm gonna say for the last 5 years? Do people date anymore, or is it just Netflix and chill or
talking?
Y'all remember when we used to call our friends on the phone? Like, I know I'm a little older than you. I'm all the way older than you. But what I'm saying is because y'all had cell phones like when for me, cell phones like in 2000, how old were you? 3. Exactly. Cell phones just started really buzzing around that time. Like, you know, sidekicks and all of that stuff.
First of all, I had a Sidekick ID. I had the Sidekick LX, and they both got
by the time the ID LX came out, everybody was over sidekicks.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do me. Don't do me. Everybody in my school thought I was cool. Don't do me. They stole it though.
Oh, she mad. Why I think they're doing like that?
Because they stole both of them. I had them both for like 2 weeks tops. So they was clearly relevant.
Yeah, so what I was saying is like cell phones weren't as popping then, but I remember when you had to give your number on a piece of paper and y'all would talk all night long and your mom coming in the line like, so good, say good night. You know, and I'm like, dang, Ma.
Or you had to wait until your mama left the room and she was going to sleep and you got something.
Right, so you could be like,
I used to be like,
what's up?
Call me after 7 is free.
Right. Yes. 7. That's if you had the good service. If you didn't, you gotta wait till 9. Okay.
Because I'd be like, bro, I don't have a limit.
Because AT&T was making you. AT&T was 7, and T-Mobile and all them other lines was 9.
All of that. I think Metro was 7 or 8.
First of all, we didn't have Metro up north, so when I came to Florida and I saw that they had Metro, I was like, what?
Metro.
I was like,
yeah. About 10 years ago, Metro was popping. Because, matter of fact, just to let y'all know, I was in Florida in 2003, 4, 5. Metro was in Florida and Metro was not in New York. I was like $50 a month line. What's up? Like, we don't got that.
Yeah, Metro didn't come into Boston until like within the last decade. Like,
so obviously I was in Metro dialing my boo because I had to wait till 7. Yeah. But back then, that's when we used to talk. I remember in high school, y'all, I was corny. I was talking to this boy. His name was Ronald. What's up, Ronald? I don't know if you remember me, but what's up, right? And Ronald, yeah, he was, and he looked like Ronald McDonald. What was I thinking? I was tripping, y'all. Anyways, so he looked like a Latino Ronald McDonald, okay?
He was
Ronissimo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Ronissimo.
He was. And the crazy thing is, right? So I remember writing down like 1,000 questions because I was trying to make conversation with him on the phone.
She planned the conversation.
Yeah, so I planned I was so corny, y'all. That's why I was so corny. So at this time, I think I was in the 9th grade. And I was like, oh, no, it wasn't 9th grade because I had a cell phone. So it was before 9th grade and I met him and I used to see him at the Freeport Rec Center. And I was like, hey, like, what's up? Okay, so if y'all don't know, the shirt is for Netflix and chill night. Okay, guys? So chill, you know, this is what you want to wear if you want your Netflix and chill night. Just to give you an update.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. So Trey Sav said her shirt though don't have sex with the guy if you don't like.
It's a disclaimer.
If he wrote, if he don't take you or no, if he don't eat you out, boo. We rated R tonight.
Yeah.
That's Trevor, by the way.
Yeah, no. Trey. All right, so this is the thing. Back in the day, we made phone calls. Now we don't really make phone calls. We don't even talk. Yo, can I be real with you? I hate a guy that texts me the whole time. I don't like it.
Really?
I feel like
I have to like you to talk to you on the phone.
I'm weird, but I feel like that's where the connection comes in, them late night conversations.
Yeah.
Where you're like in your bed and you're like, no,
it's almost like pillow talk.
Yeah.
Like
and you're falling asleep and you're like, no, I'm not sleeping. Keep talking.
Right. And then I'll stay on the phone for no unnecessary.
And then you wake up in the morning, I should say 8 hours. You're like,
I remember when AIM was the shit.
Oh my God. Okay. Can I give you a funny story about AIM?
Go ahead.
So, you know, AIM has like usernames and you have to have your own username. Mm-hmm. So for the life of me, I couldn't figure out a username. Every username I tried was used. So I was like, all right, what could I use that nobody has?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, my AIM was Crookshank 97, bro. My last name's 11. That's my last name. 11 letters. What was I thinking?
I don't know.
And I was giving that to dudes like Crookshank.
Real life though, like on some real ish though, no one cared.
No.
My username was SwimmerGirl516.
And no one
because I was
judged us.
a swimmer, and my area code was 516.
I never had one.
You never had an aim?
No.
My girl, you was missing out on life.
No,
I used to be sitting waiting for that little thing so that people be online.
I was kind of cool with that. A nigga was outside with the niggas anyway.
Well, she was outside with the boys being fast.
Not being fast, not at all. Being a nigga herself. I'm a tomboy at heart. Let's not forget.
I believe that she was.
Tomboy.
Also true. Also true. So,
I was just messaging the boys about my
now we're talking about the fact that, excuse me, your girl ate good today.
I did.
I had a burger and it was everything. I tried. So when you get something to eat, I know I'm going off topic, but when you get something to eat, you're like, I'm just gonna eat half because I know it's gonna be good. I'm gonna be hungry later. So I was like, I'm gonna eat half, right? I got a bitch to that burger. I said, half what? Nah.
Half where? Half with who?
I just started eating.
Wait.
It ain't make it back
with
to the crib.
Whom? With whom?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Didn't make it back to the crib.
No, I ate the whole thing. It was life.
A whole time.
Yeah. So we want to know, comment below if you are all for the Netflix and chill. If you for the Netflix and chill, send us a big N. Capital N in the comments.
I think you should,
because you all about.
You
all
should
right,
define it. Let
me define the definition, and I'll pull it up on my phone. The definition of Netflix and chill. Okay. So when we came up with the topic, we decided to discuss it with our friends. Usually when we have a topic, we usually already sat down and talked it through, like, oh, that's a good point. Let's write that down. Yes. Okay. So we discussed it with our friends. Now, for me personally, Netflix and chill means that for me personally, I thought someone was trying to say, oh, you trying to sleep with me, right? We're not trying to really chill. Netflix and chill means we about to put on a movie and the movie about to be watching us while we do our thing. Right. Now,
I was really chilling.
Kyla, what do you think Netflix and what was Netflix? If someone says, yo, we Netflix and chill,
I would think we're about to pick a good movie or a good series. Order some food. I personally like to use some cannabis and some marijuana and a good time. That's what now, if it turns into something else, I have to be like, I would be a little wary of who I Netflix and chill with. Like, I wouldn't do that with some random dude I never met before. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a Netflix and chill, you're either my friend, because you can Netflix and chill with a friend, or I like you a lot.
Right.
Me and my boyfriend still Netflix and chill quite a bit.
But when we're talking about Netflix and chill, we're talking about it on the level of
like dating. No, I did that most. I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to talking to guys, like back when I was single, I can count on one hand how many dates I went on. I can count on less than one hand. I don't even need the whole hand.
I can too.
A lot of times it was like, let's hang out and watch a movie or watch a show. And it was a lot of Netflix and chilling or Hulu and chilling, depending on what.
All right, so Kyla's of the 2009, I would say her life started counting because, well, in 2000 it was 3. So
what do you mean, like when I was old enough to date?
Yeah, so by then, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shoot at you.
I'm thinking of what year.
But yeah. She calculating. While she calculating, I'm saying that at that age, Netflix and chill seemed like a common thing.
Maybe like 2013.
And right. Yeah. So it seemed like a common thing. So
everyone was doing it.
Right. Everyone was doing it. And it was more of a chill thing. I do feel like this generation is having sex earlier than they should.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and because of course social media and everything, just having quick access to everything, if somebody was like, yo, doggy style, you'd be like, doggy style? Google. Back in the day, if somebody said doggy style to me, I'm like, huh?
It's also the TV and the movies are a lot more vulgar.
Yeah, and of course you see a lot of gay
music
interaction,
too.
And I'm not knocking the gay interaction, but if I see like but when I was younger, I didn't see that on TV. It was not on TV. Now that I see it, I'm like, it makes me even more curious. If I'm young, I'm gonna be more curious because now I'm seeing guy and guy action, girl and girl action. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Those are the questions that parents can't answer.
Right, exactly. So I really want to know more. You know?
Hello.
Who's saying?
A viewer that just popped in, a friend of mine.
Oh,
hey, how y'all doing?
It didn't show me on there.
So, Crystal, can you read the definition for me of Netflix and chill? And it's in the Urban Dictionary. So, Crystal's gonna read the definition for you guys while I go and grab something real quick.
That'd be good. Netflix and chill. Something you tell your parents when you want your boyfriend or girlfriend to come over and you fuck. Those Those are the exact words.
Well, if you gotta tell your parents anything,
and the
you shouldn't be doing shit.
Example is even funnier. Girlfriend, hey mom, my boyfriend's coming over to watch Netflix and chill. Mom, okay, sweetie, have lots of fun. Boyfriend, okay, babe, ready to fuck? This must
Urban Dictionary gets on
this
my
must
nerves.
be
Who's
in a
talking like
non-African American household. I'm gonna say non, because I know.
First of all, I was
if
never.
my mother knows what Netflix and chill, she would never.
I was never saying to my dad, "Let's have," or my mom, "I'm about to Netflix and chill." First of all, I was never saying any of that to them. I was saying,
but when Netflix and chill, gratefully for me, when it came out, I was already grown and out the house. Thank God for that.
I mean, for me, I didn't have sex until I was of legal age. So I didn't have to ask my parents like, "Can I Netflix and chill with my friends?"
Yeah, I didn't have sex. So I got in the couch and moved out. So good job for us.
What they trying to say is that we was grown, okay?
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for
that.
I
think Netflix and chill is really it displays the fact that like dating is not dating anymore.
No.
People don't say I'm dating this person until that's their boyfriend or their girlfriend.
Right.
Now they say I'm talking to them or we got a situationship or as Jada likes to say,
entanglement. Well, not everything is going to be real life though. Everything is going to be called an entanglement now.
True.
For the next at least 365.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely that.
Definitely.
Sometimes I feel a little entangled with my man and he's mine.
That's so funny. There was another definition that I saw too for entanglement.
I want to know how so bad.
You get my nerves sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, no, you just my entanglement.
Netflix and chill is also breaking down a little differently. And it says it defines chill. So it's like chill is a verb that is in the context of means relaxing. Netflix and chill as a distant phrase means to watch Netflix with romantic prospects. With the eventual expectation of sex.
See, I feel like that's the exclusive dating, maybe not even exclusive, the casual dating part.
Some people do have sex on the first time that they Netflix and chill with somebody.
Right.
Some people do. I'm not one of them, but
I never did it.
A lot of people do. I ain't knocking y'all.
I ain't never did it.
I think Netflix and chill is like a clear way of saying like, hey,
it's a wink out.
I wanna see what that thing do real quick, you know.
Yeah. You'd be real disappointed with me when I watched it.
I feel like that's the what is that? The gateway to get into the crib.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's the gateway to get in there.
That's true.
And then once you get in, you in. So you be like, hey,
if you're Netflix and chilling, you're usually in a bed.
Right.
So that alone kind of creates the environment.
You know what I mean? You have never done Netflix and chill like as a first date thing. Of course, after being in a relationship.
I don't want to die. I'm not going to your house on my first date. No,
but that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm pretty much saying that people don't date anymore.
Oh, I don't.
They don't.
You know.
Okay, I'm gonna explain.
What do you mean you don't?
For example, like when I met Trevin, we didn't go on dates. I met him through a mutual friend, and we would just hang out, and we would hang out in groups. So at first, we hung out in groups. We would always hang out with other people.
Okay.
And then eventually, after hanging out with groups for a while, then it turned into like, okay, let's hang out on our own. And that was basically the next Netflix and chill vibe. Like I went to his house, we were in his room, we were watching movies.
But y'all were friends, so it seems like more y'all were friends.
We were not friends. Wow. When I met him, like it was literally, I'm feeling you. The first night I met him, he asked me for a ride home, and he was like, "You're cute as fuck. Like, what's up?" Like it was never like, "Let's be friends," ever. Like I just had to create a certain, boundary between us because, of course, like. Not to down. He shy from the beginning, but not to down guys. Y'all are pretty easy. So like, I had to create that boundary there.
Yeah.
So if it was up to him, we would have hung out multiple times in his house already in Netflix and chill. But I kind of separated it. Like, nah, you kind of gotta like put in the effort.
Yeah.
But I never, and maybe this is just how we are now. I never expected him to be like, "Let me take you on a date." If that makes sense.
It's funny you say that because you know what? Men being easy. Mm-hmm. You know what's so funny? I always think of this when niggas complain. Excuse me. The funny thing about dudes, they can have sex not as much as we can. Because we can have sex, believe it or not, whenever we want.
I know what you mean.
No man is not going to tell you no.
Yeah.
Versus y'all can have sex when you're allowed.
That's true. That's
given,
true.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's absolutely
I always found that so interesting.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like when it comes to, I'm going to bring it back to the Netflix and chill thing.
Yeah.
I think the idea of chivalry has changed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I remember you guys said, like, is chivalry dead, right?
I say that all the time.
And I really do think, like, when it comes to chivalry, I think as women, as we become more empowered, more independent, more willing to stand our ground, more on our own, I feel like, in a sense, it hinders some of the chivalry because we want to do things ourselves. Yeah. I'm not expecting anybody to open the door for me. I open the door. Like, my boyfriend gets mad at me sometimes because he's like, bro, I was coming to open your door. And I'm already out the car, right? Because I'm like, why am I going to wait for you to get out the car, come around the car, open my door? It just doesn't seem time effective. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm thinking.
Oh, you fast. Because, girl, I'll be in the car like,
hey.
But that's just because
I'm lazy.
For so long,
if I can see the direction you going in, I'll let you do it.
For so long, I've opened my door, but at the same time, I don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind him doing it. I just really don't expect it. And I think a part of it is because a lot of us, and I can only speak for myself, but as a woman, I feel like, and as a woman that considers herself strong and independent and like empowered to the nth degree, woman of empowerment, I feel like I kind of go out my way to kind of show that I can take care of myself, show that I could do for myself, because I feel like everybody just assumes as a woman you're weaker, you're lesser, you're more fragile. So I feel like I go out my way to show that I could do for myself, and in a way, it kind of doesn't create the opportunity for him to be as chivalrous. Like, if we go out to eat, I'm pulling out my card before and he's like, yo, put your money away. Like, what are you doing? And like takes away from him being able to, if that makes sense, to do for me the way that he wants to do for me, to kind of show like, look, I'm taking care of you. Look, I'm there for you. Look, I'm, being that man for you. But I think as women become more empowered and more independent, either men have to, in order to balance that out, have to step back. And then in a sense, then I'm going to feel like, then the day when I want him to be chivalrous, I'm like, why he ain't opening my door?
Yeah.
Why he ain't? Because for so long.
Mutual understanding.
I definitely think it is. And to be honest with you guys, I like that she said that she's not expecting it, because when I think about expectation, I think about standards. But before I go there,
that's true.
I want to reel back to what she said about chivalry, because I don't think I have the expectation, but I think if I wasn't introduced to it, then maybe it wouldn't matter. But the fact that I was introduced to it,
I think that's a part of it.
Yeah. So now that my man has introduced me to it,
you don't expect
it. I definitely expect it.
No, what I meant is if you expect nothing less.
No, I expect nothing less, because if he stopped doing it, I'd be like,
what's going on?
Like you? What's really
Are you upset?
Yeah. Which he'll never stop. We can fight all day. He holds my hand to get out the car.
I've seen it.
He holds my hand to get out of the chair. Like, everything, he does it. But that's just the way he was raised.
I was going to say, I think that plays a role in the age difference, too. Yeah. Because even though, as much as you think you're way older than me, we're not that far apart. You really think about it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's so many differences in that small gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, with me, it's not even like my man doesn't want to be chivalrous, because he does have a lot of those traditional values. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of men in my age group are discouraged because they don't know what kind of woman what kind of response they're gonna get.
Right.
Yeah. They don't know. They don't know if they like offer to pay. If a woman's like, "What? Are you trying to say I can't afford it myself? I'm booked and busy. I can afford that shit. I'm grown. I can do it for myself." You know what I'm saying?
I be seeing girls snap if a dude open the door for you. Yeah. I be like, I've seen it. Just say thank you.
Yeah, and I think the problem is, people aren't focusing on the intent of the action.
Yeah.
If you're holding the door for me, I think a lot of women, because they're so engrossed in their empowerment, that they're more looking at it like,
or a little
you're taking away from me being able to do for myself. Are you assuming that I can't? Are you saying that I'm lesser? Because for so long, so many have said that they are. But I think a big problem that people don't acknowledge is chivalry isn't necessarily saying you are lesser than me, so I am doing for you. I think a big part of it is, I respect you, I'm honoring you, so I'm showing that you're not willing, like I'm willing to do certain things. Like, your chivalry doesn't only come from the man that you're with. Sometimes it comes from the men in your life, my brothers, my father. Like, I went to go get gas the other day, and my brother, who's 14, jumped out the car like, I don't think a woman should be pumping gas. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And I said to him, like, I didn't want him to feel like he was wrong for feeling that way because it was out of a place of respect. So I said to him, I said, well, I can pump the gas because I do it by myself, but if you'd like to do it, sure. You know what I mean? I do appreciate it. I don't want to get my hands dirty. That's sweet. But at the same time, another woman might be like, I'm a strong, independent woman. I can do it myself. I don't need you to, you know, what makes you better than me that you can pump? You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I completely understand.
So it's like, it's hard, I think.
I love, this is the thing. And I read a book before that says why it's 2 books. Why do men marry bitches? And yes, it's a good book.
That's very
really good book.
On the nail.
And
I need to read the book
let me tell you. So they talk about the fact that, and it's a good book. I'm gonna share the download because I bought it a couple years ago, so I could give you guys my login so you can read it. Okay? Please do. And she talked about the fact of being, of letting a man be masculine and knowing when to. It's not necessarily that it's diminishing your independence, right? It's part of letting him be the man. Yeah. Yes, I am. All day, let me tell you guys, all day my man let me walk into my independence. He loves that about me, right? But at the same time, when it's time to pay the bill, he's gonna pay the bill. Even if I'm not all the way old school. You know, I'm not all the way old school. But even if we're out somewhere and I'm paying, I'm giving him my card to pay.
See,
you know?
But this is where I differ a little bit, is like, why does my independence threaten your masculinity?
I don't think it's about, because this is what I'm trying to explain.
If you pay the bill, I don't feel any less feminine. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, my identity isn't threatened if you pay the bill.
It's not. But the thing is, the men constantly have to prove. Just like the women have to constantly prove that they're strong, the men have to constantly prove their masculinity because that defines them as men.
They have to prove, like, they got to prove, like, they can provide. Exactly. You know, they can take care of their family. They can keep a household together. Those type of things. But I think they got finance.
As a matter of fact, it sets their value.
Exactly. But I think that goes into the gender norms that exist today, because it's like, your masculinity shouldn't be based on what you do for me. True. Your masculinity should just be your essence. My femininity isn't based on what I don't do or do for you.
Yo, you're blowing my mind right now, because I think it's all based on what you define it as, because most women want a man that can do something for them.
But most men want a woman that can do something for them too.
Not really. Yes. And the reason why I said, what I mean, because a man has his, well, most men, they have their own already. They're not looking for a woman to come and have with them. Like, for most women, they want a man that have so they can live a certain type of life.
What I'm trying to say is, men have expectations, they're just not monetary. Like, a woman's expectations when it comes to a man is like, have a job, have a car, have a house, have yourself together. Yes. A man has these same type of expectations, except they don't cost money. I need you to be able to clean, and I need you to be able to cook. I need you to be able to do my laundry. I need you to be able to take care of my kids when we have them. Mm-hmm. I need you to be able to take care of my home, basically. Mm-hmm. So it's like, the values are just different. But if you have for example, I'm trying to think of a good example to show the difference. As a woman, if I don't do laundry, I don't feel less feminine. If I don't cook, I don't feel less feminine. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But as a man, if I don't provide, I'm less masculine. If I don't take care of you, I'm less masculine. Okay, I see. So that's what I'm saying. Like, their masculinity is so ingrained in keeping women in a certain position. Yeah. Versus my femininity doesn't have anything to do with anybody but me. Agree. So that's why I'm like, it's tough, because I feel like as a woman, you have to walk on eggshells the more empowered and more independent you become. Yes. But as a man, your independence is celebrated, it's valued, and it's empowered, and it's put on a pedestal. Like, look at this man. That's true. But as a woman, the more of an independent woman I become, the more I have to worry about if I'm making a man feel less.
It's so funny, because you could be a housewife and you get home, and then an independent, and going to work every day, and then it's like,
I'm about to get comfortable with y'all now.
But it's true, and it's tough though, because it's tough because as much as masculinity is presented as this like strength and power that men have, it's so fragile. Like, it's taken away so easily.
It really is.
Like, so easily.
It really is.
Like, for me, I look at it like, for me, I'm in a relationship, so it's not really dating that I'm considering. But I always looked at it like whoever asks who out is who pays. Like that's how I just always look at it.
Yeah, I'm not about that life, y'all.
Like there's times like I say to my man, even before he was my man, like, let's go get ice cream, my treat. Like that's just how I want to go get the ice cream. Yeah. I'm introducing the idea. Why now you have to pay for something that I wanted to do? Now, if you said, nah, I got it, like, whatever, that's fine. But I always look at give and take. I got it this time, you get it next time.
Yep. Right.
You know what I mean?
Very, very true.
Unfortunately, there are some very few women like us that will.
That's true. Because I'm one of those few.
That's true.
Although, like
but
I said,
you would do it if he didn't have it.
Yeah, I would. 100%.
But some women wouldn't.
Yeah, some of them be looking like, oh, so you can't even pick up a check?
Like, there's some women that genuinely expect their man to, like, you should pay for my nails to get done, my toes to get done, my eyebrows. Yeah,
that unnecessary.
But are you paying for his haircut?
I would pay for my man's haircut. I would treat him to it. I would treat him to a haircut, a massage, anything that goes. Maybe because for me, like I said, like, I'm all for the self-care and all that, so I'm always gonna be like, hey, you too. Like, let's go do that stuff. Let's go get massages. Let's go do all that. You good? Yeah. Let's go do all that, right? But at the same time, I think that if he calls me, he goes, you know what? You haven't got your nails done. I got you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's something. But I'm not gonna sit here like, well, I'm not paying for my nails because he's supposed to pay for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know? I see women like that. I'm like, what's good with you? Like, I would love if my man called me on a random Saturday, like, hey, get dressed. We about to go get your nails.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, no.
You hear Crystal? Yeah.
Like, no.
Hey, when I went to Kentucky, Bae was like, hey, Bae, like, what's going on? I was like, nothing. I'm good. He was like, I'm surprised you got your nails done. You always have your nails done. I'd be like, oh, well, I didn't have the time. So he was like, well, how about this? I'm going to give you the money. You go get your nails done. I was like,
that's a word. That's my mother. That's my mother. She said, so my mom's dropping some wisdom in the comments. She said a man, and she put man in caps because we cannot get men confused with little boys.
Okay.
She said a man wants a woman that has her own and doesn't need him, yet allows him to feel needed.
Okay.
Yes, mama. Come through with the word.
Snapping, but she did put. I'm drinking to that. That's a word all the way.
Word.
It's true.
Crystal, I need a refill.
I think that's a really good girl. I think that's a really good point. Like, they want you to have it together so that they know you can hold them down if necessary, of course. Because no man has it together 1,000% of the time. It's just
that's true.
But they want to feel like, no man wants to feel like if I left today, she wouldn't care.
Hi, Yolanda.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hi.
You know what's crazy? The fact that you said needed, Mom, listen, I love you for that. Because when I first got my man, the one thing he said to me is, I'm so glad that he's always talk about the difference between need and want.
Yeah.
And yeah. And he's like, you know, when you want someone, you want them. But he explained to me that in the beginning when you're with someone, the need and want makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because some seems like desperation and some is just like, I genuinely want to be with you, you know?
And that's why I had to describe to my boyfriend sometimes because I feel like I have a problem of balancing that independence because I've been raised to just be able to be self-sufficient, take care of myself. So I had to explain to him like, okay, you see how independent I am. You see how much I could do for myself. You know that if unfortunately you left tomorrow, I could do for myself, right? Yeah. So that means if you're around though, you're around because I need you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not around just because you're around because I could have been let you go. You're around because I genuinely need you here. Like there's a value that you have to me. Yeah. Because if not, I would have been like, bye. Because I'm self-sufficient. I could take care of myself. You're not here because I just need you to take care of me. You're here because there's a certain part of me that yearns for you to be around. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because sometimes I be doing like the absolute most, and my best friend, like he'll like when we're around each other, he's like, if you don't sit down, I'm like, what? I'm cleaning up. He's like, just sit down, chill, have a drink, like, and he'll go in there, clean up the kitchen, sweeping stuff. I'd be like, oh, you're great.
Listen,
that's a good best friend. Actually, I do have.
He's awesome.
Girl, if you call me tomorrow, like I need you to clean my house, I'm cleaning your house.
Like, you feel me? Like my best friend, we talked in like, you know what? Let's go to Applebee's. We got this one little thing that we like to eat. Yes. We have this one thing to eat. He was like, man, fuck that. Let's go to Shooters. I was like, what?
Wow.
Oh, okay. Big money. All right. We're going to Shooters when you get here.
Whoa. All right. So Kyla has a comment.
Your mother
my mother out here dropping gems. Okay, so let me read this.
Yes.
She said, this is her talking about men. They brag about you. Look how my woman lives. Look what she drives.
True.
And a man is only as strong as his rib. So you being the rib, is the reliance goes both ways.
You know what?
Got all the words.
Wait, did she just say that in the end that it goes both ways?
Yeah,
I agree. Because you know what's crazy? I tell my man that all the time. Like, listen, when you go out, you reflect me. Everything that you do reflects me.
Yes.
So you need to move. I'm always like, we need to be on one accord because when I move in class.
We be unified.
Exactly.
Hey, Chelsea girl. That girl said she finally here.
Hey, girl, because we was checking.
Hey, girl,
I was really wondering where she was.
Yeah,
because you're my number one supporter. Okay.
Facts.
Real facts. So we talking about Chelsea, just to put you up to speed. Our number one fan, we putting her up to speed, okay? I'll shut this whole thing down and put her up to speed.
Because she here every time.
So we talking about Netflix and chill. And we are basically saying that people don't date anymore. We want to know if Netflix and chill and couple season ruined the dating world.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe we should define dating.
Well,
okay. So Crystal, let's define dating.
Let's define dating.
Oh, I have some things in my notes as well.
So, dating is two people meeting socially of aiming these prospective partners into an intimate relationship.
Okay.
So that's what dating is.
Oh, wow.
We had some technical difficulties. Y'all see these squares?
Look. Fit it in.
Guess who said
Fit it in.
And Vogue.
Wait,
and Vogue.
She said, y'all see these
Vogue.
squares? Oh my
God.
She had me dying.
On Instagram.
Oh, wait.
Instagrammers, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, we have a live going on Facebook
as well.
And the camera just glitched, and all you see is the squares that's focused
on our face.
On our big ass potato head.
So,
and Vogue.
And Vogue.
It went away.
It went away.
And it's back.
And it's,
oh man.
Think outside of the box. I don't dance, I walk. What?
Hey. No, do you watch Pose?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god.
I don't walk,
show.
I strut. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
I don't walk, I strut.
And you gotta do that.
It's back.
They don't want us to be great tonight.
I'm sorry.
Continue.
Sorry.
Right. So dating, I guess, is supposed to be another form of courtship. Mm-hmm. In other words, you know, first you meet that person, you know, you meeting people, you met someone Monday, you met someone Tuesday, now you trying to figure out, hey, like, I'm going on a date with this one, I'm going on a date with that one. Let me see what these people about. See what they about. You good?
Yeah, it's working now.
Oh, it's back.
It's all right. I'll figure it out. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Right. So, and then that supposedly is supposed to lead to, well, what we now call talking. In your talking, you're getting to know someone. You're trying to figure out, do you put them in the friend zone, or does it become just sex?
Right.
Which is basically what we are at now. Either friend zone, we're having sex, or we're actually getting to know each other to therefore get into an intimate relationship.
So,
dating.
Okay, so when it comes to courtship, I think, which is where dating came from, like you said, I think that's where the disconnect comes in with women of today and men of today.
I agree.
Because oh god. Wow. Oh, because if you think about it, courting someone, right?
Yes.
It has benefit. It's saying recording now. Okay,
leave it alone.
It's back.
Just leave it alone.
It's back now.
Yeah, just leave it.
But when it comes to courtship, right? I think the disconnect of today comes into the play that it comes from, and if you think about it, courtship has good points of it, of course, but it also has like certain misogynistic ideas.
Yeah.
No.
Shit.
And certain misogynistic ideals that it came from. Like the idea of a man has to ask the father for permission of the daughter. The idea that the man has to basically prove himself worthy of the woman. The idea that once the man does court the woman, now she belongs to him. The idea that, you know what I'm saying? All of
and
these,
you're only courting one person.
Right. So I think it takes away a lot of the freedom that women have, because with a man, it's gone now. As a man, if I start courting a woman, I can court her and 3 other women if I feel like this woman isn't the one for me.
Right.
As a woman, I have to wait for a man to come to my doorstep, ask my dad for permission. My dad agrees. You know what I'm saying? So it takes away my own autonomy, like in the situation. It takes away my own control, my own right, my own voice when it comes to who I'm dating. I feel like as we become more independent and more free flowing, I feel like it allows a lot of this. It allows the standards in the line of what you're willing to take and accept to lower, and kind of switch and maneuver and change. I feel like there has to be a happy medium. Yeah. Like for me, even though me and my man didn't really go on dates when it came to starting our relationship, because unfortunately that's just not the dynamic that really happens anymore. I did set certain standards when it came to, like, we're not hanging out alone in the house yet. Yeah. We're not putting ourselves in a predicament to have sex way too early.
It's like that 90 days or the 5-date rule thing. That's
I didn't even let him kiss me for the first month. I'm gonna be honest, and he thought I was tripping. Like, he thought I didn't like him, but it was more because I didn't want the physical attraction to interfere with the building that we were making. Because I think an issue with the dating world today is it's sex first and then let me get to know you. Yeah. And if I have sex first and then I get to know you, there's a certain intertwinement of ourselves that we've had now. Because sex is not just sex, it's also a spirituality thing, for me at least. And for a lot of women, I feel like. So now that I've had sex with you, I feel obligated to try to make this work because I've let you into my body. Yeah. Right?
It's so like now, you gotta give. Like, you're
so now I feel like I have to force this to work because I don't want to be seen as a hoe. Right. I don't want to be considered a slut. I don't want people to think, oh, I'm just giving it up. So now that we've had sex, I feel like I need to try to make this consistent and make this long term so that I can in my head, I could validate that quick sex.
See, when I think of dating, my thing is like, we're getting to know each other. We're taking the time, making time. Right. And, we're genuinely getting to know each other, trying to figure out the vibe, like, what you like, what I like, noticing a couple of those red flags and waving the white flag of what you can deal with, what you can tolerate, those type of things. And then you kind of move into like, okay, what's up? Do you really want to do this? This is what we aiming towards. You figure out, like, do you feel like we should just be friends, or are we gonna move forward to a relationship?
See, I think a big issue, my mom brought it up to me too, because I have a bad habit of this. If I like you, I go hard. If I love you, I go even harder. Right. So a lot of us, especially my generation, we do pre-commitment commitments. That makes sense. Pre-commitment. Yes, and that makes sense. Let me explain it.
I get what you mean.
My mom told me we don't do no pre-commitment commitments, which means you're not my man, but I'm treating you like you're my man.
Right. You doing wifely things for someone that's not your husband.
I'm there for you like you're my man, but you're not my man. Yeah. So what is motivating you to make me your girlfriend? Exactly. I'm already a pre-commitment. You get what I'm saying? I'm already committing to you before the commitment. So I'm already being there for you, feeding you, doing your laundry with my laundry,
making sure
sleeping over, doing all of the things that a girlfriend does before I'm your girlfriend. Yeah. I remember I was sleeping over Trevor's house all the time to the point that his mom thought I was his girlfriend. And I was like, I'm not his girlfriend. And
how old are you sleeping over at somebody's house, number one?
19.
Why you say 19 like it's okay?
I was super grown. I was 19 years old.
19 is not grown in my book, but okay.
19 is grown.
Why is 19 super grown?
I don't know why she put super on it. 19 is not even grown.
I didn't live with either one of my parents.
That doesn't mean you were grown.
It means I can do what I want. It does.
I mean, do what you want don't mean you grown.
But 18-year-olds live at dorms where they're doing whatever they're doing and no parents or nothing.
No, it's just
but that doesn't make it grown.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
I think that's called
but the way you said me sleeping over his house was like I was 14. I couldn't even sleep.
This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know why at 19.
Grown comes I don't know. That's been my experience.
Oh, maybe there is no age to.
I had bills.
Girl, I was grateful. I barely had a bill at 19. I was happy.
I don't know. Maybe there is no age limit to this stuff. I mean, like maybe there's no mark. But I'm just saying, like at 19, I wouldn't be sleeping over some guy's house.
He wasn't so bad though.
Boyfriend, not my boyfriend. I just wasn't doing it. But I'm not judging or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, My kid ain't sleeping nowhere 19. Period.
Yeah, but
you can sneak.
You can't really tell your 19-year-old what to do when it comes to sleeping somewhere because they're gonna do what they want to do regardless. Because in the eyes of the law,
lie and do what you want. And if I don't find out, you cool. But if I find out, you're gonna have problems.
I didn't have to lie though.
No. I'm saying my kid could do that. You were 19, you didn't live with your parents. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying my kid 19 is probably not going to be moving out, most likely.
Your kid 19 is probably going to be at college, do what they want to do regardless.
Do it at college with me not knowing.
Right, but you think every time I had sex, I said, hey, daddy, I had sex? Like, my parents didn't know what I was doing regardless.
My parents damn sure didn't know what I was doing. Although, I mean, like...
I think y'all going over each other's heads with this.
We might be.
But I mean, I'm 23 years old, so if I'm talking of things that happened when I was 19... it takes away from like the sincerity of it for like you were 19 sleeping out. You shouldn't have been there anyway. Like,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
But
I'm saying
I just think when you're at 19, I feel like you have the freedom because you're not under your parents' roof.
Right.
You're out on your own. You're doing whatever you want. You ain't got to consult with nobody. You ain't got to ask nobody anything.
That's true.
That's why I say it feels not grown, but more freedom.
So Kyla's mom says that grown isn't a number.
Yes, Ashika Pose is that show, girl.
No,
I'm so dumb.
It is.
So Kyla's mom says grown isn't a number. If you're supporting yourself and taking care of yourself, business, which is your own business, which was not to mention a straight honor student.
Hey, girl.
Yeah. So her sleeping there, that's
true.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. I think what I'm saying is being misunderstood, and I don't know how to like clarify.
That's why I said y'all are going over each other.
You know, I think even like I think there must have been a disconnect because even with Chelsea saying living in my mom's household, there were rules.
Right.
Living in my mom's household, there were plenty of rules. Living in my dad's household, there were plenty of rules.
Yeah, but you weren't living there, right?
Right.
At 19.
Right. But even
where were you living at 19?
But at 19, I was living at my grandparents' house, and then eventually I moved back with my dad. But even when I was living with my dad at 19 years old, it was a respect thing. When it came to me sleeping out, it wasn't like I had to ask my dad, hey, daddy, can I sleep here?
Right.
It was more of, as long as you let me know where you're at and who you're with, then there's a respect. I checked in every time I did anything. So my dad knew where I was, who I was with. Before I could even date Trevin asked my dad if he could be my boyfriend. So before I could even date Trevin,
that's respectful.
But
no, they don't.
They don't do that.
But at the same time, when it comes to where I'm 19 years old, so my dad's looking at it like, okay, as long as you have the respect to let me know, hey, daddy, I'm going to be staying at my friend's house tonight. I won't be home till tomorrow. At 19, that's all you can expect of me. I feel like a big issue is, no, I'm not super duper grown at 19 years old. But a lot of us parents and parents in general, they want to tell kids to grow up and make adult decisions, but then treat them like a kid. You need to come home at 9 o'clock. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing without permission. But you get what I'm trying to say.
I get it.
I feel like the dynamic, she said I'm 31 and still got to follow rules.
Right.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing that.
See, but
I lived with my mom last year, but at 22 years old,
I never
there's respect.
Had that.
I think there's a difference between following rules and respecting guidelines. If I live in your house, of course, I'm not gonna be walking in at 4 a.m. without at least respecting the fact to say, hey, I'm about to go out.
Right. So this was my thing. Like when I would come home from school, like during the summer, because I'm home and stuff.
Right.
So I'm grown. I'm 21.
Right.
I'm legal. Right. I can drink. I can damn near do what I please. However, like I follow the guidelines of letting my mom know because if I'm gonna be respecting my mom, and I know her being the ward she is. Right. I could be 21 and my mama still treats me like I'm 12.
Well, she's gonna still be stressed out. Like you're still her baby. She's gonna still be nervous if you're out.
And I was their firstborn, so I get it. So out of respect for my mom, knowing how she was, I will let her know. Look, I'm going out with girl Nisha. I may spend the night at her house. I'll let you know when I get there. So forth.
It's more for a safety thing for me.
You know what I mean?
One thing I can always say, like, even as a grown, like for example, I'm about to go visit my dad for a week, right?
Right.
I'm grown as hell. He can't tell me I can't do anything. But I'm staying at his house. So if me and Delilah go out for the day, I'm gonna let him know what we're about to do and who we're doing it with, because God forbid I go missing. I need you to know what my last occurrence was. And also it's just out of respect that I'm staying at your house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
when I went out and I used to spend the night at a certain person's house, I definitely told my mother.
Right, but just because, so you know what happened to me, or you know where I'm at, or you know, I don't want ever to be a case where it's like, oh, she told me she was going to Walmart, but really I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, for me, it was like, I feel like as a parent, and this is something I hope that I can get to that point when my child's an adult, or even becoming an adult, you have to trust the child you raised. You have to trust that they're going to follow the rules. You have to trust that they followed the rules and the guidelines and the environment that you raised them in. I used to tell my parents all the time, like, I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18 years old. Why was that? Not because, oh my God, I you know, I couldn't, because I could have. But more because my parents had raised me in a certain aspect where I wasn't in a rush to date. I wasn't in a rush to be with a man. I wasn't in a rush to have a boyfriend. So when I did have one, and I did get to that point, I was already 19 years old. So my parents weren't looking at it like, oh, make her stay home. Oh, she can't sleep over his house. They're looking at it like, well, she's 19. I mean, she hasn't had a boyfriend before. So if she's with this one, he must be of some sort of importance. But my dad did tell me, be careful. You know, don't jump in too quick. Let me meet him. Like, I respect my dad's opinion a lot. I respect my mom's opinion a lot. So I wanted both of their opinions. My mom was living in Florida while I was in Boston, so it was a little different dynamic.
Right.
But I wanted my dad to meet my boyfriend and be able to let me know, like, yo, okay, I'm vibing with him. He seems like a good dude. I could trust him around you. So when I say, hey, daddy, I'm going out with Trevin. I'm probably going to sleep over there. I might not come home. He could feel safe knowing that I'm grown. But at the same time, he has to respect me making that decision. You know
I didn't bring a dude home unless I felt like I actually, like, you're somewhat of importance where I feel like you need to meet my family. Now, unfortunately, it was my high school sweetheart, who is my best friend. And then on the other occasion, because I was leaving school, they happened to meet my grandmother and my mom just for the simple fact I was moving back home from school. And they just happened to be there.
Yolanda said that.
Yes, Yolanda.
So I came here.
Way to follow, girl. Way to follow up, girl.
That made me feel good. We must be having a good conversation, sis.
Yes.
Open communication between parents and their older children. Yes, Matt. We went to high school together. Thank you, Matt, for joining the talk. It's very true. Open communication is everything.
Yeah.
I feel like strict parents, overly strict parents, create sneaky kids. And I feel like you don't want your kid to be sneaky. I want my kid to feel like you can talk to me. And that was a big thing when it came to my parents. I remember my dad had said, like, I don't want her dating until she goes to college. And my mom was like, well, I think if she wants to date at about 16, I think that as long as she's open with us, I'd rather her date while she's in my house and can ask me for advice and come to me as her mother, versus her going to college and going buck wild, because now this is the first freedom she's had in her whole life.
Yeah.
So I feel like it all depends on that channel of communication. Like remember he was like, lie to me, just lie. I don't want you to lie to me.
No, I'm saying they probably will.
Oh, they definitely will.
I don't want them to, but they probably will.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, of course, you give certain half truths to your parents. It's just that's something that's inevitable. It's gonna happen because you care about how your parents are gonna judge you. Yeah. It's true.
Now I want you to remember this very moment when it's Delilah.
I know. That's why I'm glad that I have like a sister who is only about 9 years older than my daughter. So hopefully if she don't feel comfortable coming to me, she'll go to somebody, so that somebody that is valuable in her life will give her that respect and feeling of value. But I think the dating in general has changed a lot because kids are growing up a lot faster. Yeah. They have availability to a lot of things. Social media. There are a lot of parents that unfortunately they treat their kid more like their best friend than their kid. So that alone gives a different type of dynamic. I couldn't go to a boy's house as a teenager. At 19, I could, because at that
point, I was barely let out the house.
Can I be real with you? I'm not like, my parents were mad, like, strict.
Yeah.
Island parents are super strict. Your dad is still island though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess he was more modern.
Well, for him, one thing I appreciated with him was he wanted me to have a childhood. He wanted me to have fun. And he respected the fact that I was a straight A student. I wasn't dating anybody. I was babysitting all the time. All I did was go to school, go to work, go to dance practice. That's all I did. So when I did want to do stuff, he looked at it like, I have to support you having fun and living your life, because in every aspect of me being my child, you don't give me an issue. I tell you clean your room, you do it.
Right.
Your report cards are straight A's. So if you want your lip pierced, go get your lip pierced. Like, that's how my dad was. Like,
my mom was very different. Being the single mother of 4 and me being the oldest, I felt like my mom was learning as she went with me.
Right.
Yes,
I got you.
Yes.
So I had a great childhood, but when it came to when it came to me going out and doing things with other people, my mom wasn't very certain about it.
Me either.
And let it be something very, very expensive or costly. My mom has 3 other kids.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
Right.
Yes.
So in between elementary and middle school, I didn't really go anywhere other than outside. And when the street lights came on, I had to be in the house.
I couldn't even go outside. I mean, if I went outside, I had to I couldn't really go outside. I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
My mom was the queen of, they can come over here. The queen of that. If I wanted to hang out with my friends, they can come over our house.
Oh no, mom said
so
nobody
people
can come
always slept over my house. I couldn't sleep anywhere, which is why once I was old enough, I'm like, you want me to sleep over? I'm gonna come over. You want me to sleep over? I can sleep over. I can come over. I'm telling you, like, that's how I was with all of my friends. Once I was old enough to make that decision for myself, I was always sleeping at a friend's house because my whole childhood I couldn't. But now that I'm a parent, I understand why.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of sad stories that come from sleeping over a friend's house.
There are.
I understand why they did it, and I know I'm gonna be the parent where I'm gonna tell my kid
they can come over. Don't know.
They can sleep
right,
over.
But they
was
come
a
over
reason
there
for
that.
Because I feel like for me, my mom could judge a few of the people like who I was hanging out with, and like even at middle school, like
all our parents.
What you know or what you see that I don't see.
No, but they be right though. They be right.
And I'll be like, so maybe this is what my mom had in mind, and why she didn't want me to go spend the night at a friend's house. And then I learned. So when I got to high school, I know my mom was grateful for me starting basketball because I was always home, and if I wasn't home, I had a game.
See, I remember my dad. I had a close friend,
game,
like my best friend, and I remember my dad knew all of her family, just about all of her family, and oh my god. And I wanted to sleep over. And I remember I'm going to read that in a second. I remember my dad being like, and I'm like, Daddy, why can't I sleep over there? You know her whole family. You know all her peoples. There's no reason why I can't sleep over there. She sleeps over our house all the time. Mm-hmm. And my dad was like, men be in and out of her house. And that's not, no. It wasn't like her mom was, it was family members, uncles, cousins, brothers, whatever. Mm-hmm. And my dad was like, men be in and out of her house. And yeah, that's their niece, but you're not their niece.
Right.
And he's like, so the respect they got for her, they might not have for you. He was like, so I'm not going to put you in a position for anyone to take advantage. I'm going to go to jail. And he's like, and that's just that on that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to respect it like, damn, like you're not doing this just to be an asshole. You're doing this because you genuinely want to protect your daughter's innocence.
Right.
And that's something that, is scary to think about, but you have to consider when you have a girl. Mm-hmm. But I think it does lead to a lot of us when we become adults and we have control, which is like, like,
crazy,
because we couldn't for so long. Do it all, whatever.
Hey, I tell you, the thing was, look, one thing my family makes sure to do is that we learn how to intake liquor before we go anywhere.
Damn.
My parents made sure that, like, my family,
I'll pull it up.
We're trying to.
Yolanda, girl, we see you over here.
On.
You got something for us. Oh, there it is.
Pull it up. Oh, it came up? No, it's still not.
It's still.
Oh, it's okay, sis. We finna pull it up. I'm gonna read your little comment. Let's see.
So I just wanted to we're gonna read this comment, but I definitely want us to Crystal proposed this question: what do you consider a date? So I want you guys to comment below and let us know what do you consider a date. We're talking about sleepovers and all this stuff, but what do you consider a date? And what are your standards when it comes to a date? Because we talked about standards tonight, and I think Netflix and chill has definitely canceled the idea of standards.
Yes,
and a man putting out effort and to take them. Not even just a man, a woman too, because it's vice versa. If you want to take a man out, a woman want to take a man out, and a man wants to take a woman out. Where are the standards are? Because I'm telling you, there's many times to do a hookup, and can I be real with y'all? I feel that a lot of those dating apps kind of killed that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because here we are swiping to hook up when people try to meet people that way genuinely and they end up hooking up and not necessarily getting to know each other.
True.
Because dating to me, as I think, is like we're going out on dates, having conversations, getting to know each other first.
Right.
People aren't getting to know each other first.
I view Netflix and chill as spending quality time. Like,
once I haven't established.
It
So
comes after.
It gotta be some communication, and Yolanda talks about communication.
So let me read Yolanda's comment. She said, "Open communication is everything," in caps. My parents gave me that assurance that I could always talk to them about everything. I felt like they always had my back and always had someone to fall back on. I was open with them about everything, even when I decided to lose my virginity to my now husband. They knew before the fact.
Honey.
Before the fact, damn. Only because we had that relationship, so I never lied. That is what I hope to instill in my daughter, because friends come and go. Right. I want her to know I will always be there for her, like my parents are there for me. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful. And then that's the next comment that just came up.
Go ahead.
Matt said, dating apps definitely make us prejudge more than in-person interaction, which is very true. It limits who you get to be around because you kind of filter it. But before then, skip that long message. I read it and it's not relevant to what we're talking about. So it's like a spam message.
Okay.
So ignore it. But back to Yolanda's comment about open communication. I think open communication in general is beneficial because a big thing is like no one ever taught me about dating. No one really told me what to expect.
That's true.
For a date. Like I never had that conversation. I'm gonna be honest. I was always one of those kids that just seemed like she knew what she had going on.
Right.
And I always my parents said all the time, "You're the reason why we was willing to have more kids, because you were so damn self-sufficient that you just did for yourself." But I think because of that, I missed out on certain conversations. Like I never really had like the sex conversation, or the dating conversation, or if a boy asks you this, do this. Like it would never really like a genuine let's sit down and discuss this. Yeah. So I feel like that open communication could have helped me to kind of have a certain standard. I had a certain standard. Let me stop. I had a certain standard, but like I never was the type like, you have to take me here, or you need to take me out, or do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When learning about dating, my dad used to take me out on dates.
My dad did too.
He showed me what was supposed to happen on a date.
I wish he didn't take me out. We just used to know.
And I just usually, I took that as quality time because I wasn't thinking about dating, but I was like, dinner dates with my dad, like that's cool.
I didn't get any bonding at all.
Damn. Oh, I'm sorry.
At all. No bonding. But what I mean by bonding, like bonding, talking about stuff like that, my dad was like, talk to your mom type of vibe. I think he didn't want to touch on that. My dad was funny. He didn't want to touch on things like that.
My dad didn't want me to date.
If it was up to him, so Matt says dating apps definitely make us prejudge more than in-person interactions. Listen, your mom got jokes for tonight, huh?
I thought she was gone.
She says still don't want to have the sex convo.
Well, we have it. I done had a baby, so you gotta talk about it.
She did have a baby, that gorgeous little baby.
Thank you. I mean,
Munchkin.
When it comes to the dating apps, I definitely think
I want to lean on you.
It takes away, like, okay, for example, people know if you're going on Tinder, don't look for the love of your life on Tinder. You looking
but
for.
But people have. Remember the girl that went viral?
Yes, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, when I remember when I was on Tinder.
You were on Tinder?
Of course,
Tell me more.
I was in college. I was on Tinder.
I don't remember if I was ever on Tinder.
I think I was on 2. When I was single, I was on Tinder.
Girl,
I never went on Plenty of Fish, but
I got aggravated with that goddamn app. I deleted
both of them. She was agreeing with you, Christina. She said, "Me either, girl. My dad was in my life, so I had to learn what I wanted on my own." Yeah. And that's a tough struggle that a lot of women have to deal with. Because when I was blessed with my dad always telling me, like he kind of set forth certain standards. My daddy told me I was beautiful all the time, so if a dude told me down the street, it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
I'm like, I know, but thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus some women, they're yearning for that, and so it's like when they hear it, they're like, "Oh shit, what? I'm a what?" Because it wasn't instilled in them, unfortunately. But when it comes to Tinder, I think I had a misconception of Tinder. I looked at it like I'm trying to meet somebody. Because I was always the type that knew I wanted to be in a relationship. I'm super monogamous to the core. Even when I was talking with people, I couldn't talk to more than one person at a time if I liked them.
Yeah, girl, me too.
When I was on Tinder, I had a lot of weird situations because I was looking for something different on Tinder than everybody else. So I would meet up and
some weirdos.
Yeah. Like they'd be like, I think I was on. They wanted to Netflix and chill. They wanted to Netflix. They wanted to Netflix. Like I would be the one that'd be like they'd be like, okay, let's hang out since we want, we both matched. Let's hang out. Come to my house, and I'd be like, no, we gotta meet in a public area. I'm not about to die. Like I don't know you, and they'd be like, why? Like what's the point? And it was kind of like they were not willing to put the energy and effort necessary. Like, I'm not about to spend money on taking you out. I'm not about to plan a date. That takes energy, effort, and time. When I know that there's another girl around the corner that is content with Netflix and chill.
So there is another girl around the corner that's content with Netflix and chill. And that heifer don't got standards. Shade.
But in that heifer's defense,
what's her defense? Because all she did was make it look bad for every other chick.
But she might not have been taught these standards. Let's go back to what we were just talking about.
What about the ones that know better?
Yeah. Some of them do. I'm not going to take that away. A lot of them do. But there are some women that unfortunately didn't have that open.
I thought that was common sense, maybe.
Well, a lot of them, but you got to think about it.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Common, but
you learn by modeled behavior. So even though my mother didn't have certain conversations with me, I watched my mother and how she held herself. I watched how, she didn't just let a man get over her. Like, if they started going left by, you can go right, whatever. Mm-hmm. I watched that and I seen that. So even though we didn't have this sex conversation or these in-depth talks, I learned from example. I'm like, all right, she got it together. All right, you get what I'm saying? So some of these women, not only do they not have the conversations, not only do they not have the dad to instill certain respects and standards for themselves, they also don't have the model behavior. They're watching their mom let dudes run in and out their house. They're watching their mom let anybody run in on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and do whatever and anything. Yeah. And they're looking like, okay, so clearly the goal of life is to have a man. And some parents, moms especially, do instill that goal in their daughter. A lot of the things we're taught as women are for the benefit of a man. You need to know how to clean. No man wants a dirty ass girl. You need to know how to shower. No man wants a stinky girl. You need to know how to cook. No man wants a woman that can't cook.
And it's the same for men.
Yes.
You need to learn how to make money. Yep. You need to be a man.
Yeah.
You need to toughen up. Yeah. You need to not show your emotions.
Yes. Yeah. No woman wants I don't want to say it on here, but you know what I'm saying? No woman wants
a soft mind. Yeah. About the boy.
Yo, I love your mom. I just want to meet her.
You don't want to meet me.
Why? I want to meet mama.
Both of Kyle's parents seem super cool. I don't know why, but they do.
I can meet the
stories you share.
Now they're cool as hell. They're cool as hell. That's one of the perks of having a pretty
Kyle's mom looked like she bought that life. She said, always like a lady. But we don't love these hoes. Okay?
Yes, okay. Mama.
Sure. Love these hoes. I'm gonna drink to that.
Yes.
We gonna drink
I don't got nothing.
to that. Pour up, girl. Pour it up.
I don't have pistol arms.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
So, guys, can you comment below and let us know what is your idea of dating?
Yes. What do you consider a date?
Right.
Because Netflix and chill sound like.
Can we talk about a first date?
Ooh.
A first date?
Okay. What is a first date?
So I feel like we all agreed that Netflix and chill would not be our first date.
No.
So that was a really solid no. So what would be considered a first date? Like a solid one that you would be okay with and would be like, I want to see you again.
I would say just dinner where we can talk.
Yes.
Because don't take me to a movie.
We can't talk.
We can't have a conversation.
Yeah.
And don't touch me.
Can I tell you, first dates are super awkward because you don't know where your boundaries are. Stage. How are you supposed to move? What should you say? Should you touch them? Should you lean over? Should you say too much?
Should you kiss each other at the end of the day?
I experienced that one time.
Should you meet up? Should you let him drive you? Let him pick you up?
And he was shorter than me.
Okay, so I'm going to be real with you guys. Okay, so my first date was at a movie. It was this guy in high school. My first real date. Yeah, this guy in high school. He was a senior. I was a sophomore. And he was just like, hey, I really like you. You're really cute. I'd like to take you on a date. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I drive. I'm like, you drive? I bet back then, nobody in high school was really driving. So I was like, you drive? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I don't believe it. He's like, no, I'm serious. I'll take you on a date. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. I was sketchy, but I gave him my number anyways. And we were in the library and he was like, I just want to take you out. I'm like, all right, cool. So he comes to pick me up. He was super sweet. He was really nice. I did him wrong, y'all. But anyways, long story short, we dated for a long time, and I was not good to him. He was a good man.
She said that I was not good to him.
But he was a good man. He was a good man. Like, I was young. When I look back on it, I was so stupid. I was savage. Like, just a stupid young girl, you know? He was really sweet to me on a date. He opened the door. He did all these really sweet things. He was Haitian. He was not that cute. I think that was the factor. He grew into himself, though, later on. But I think that was a factor, and that's why I think that's why I did him wrong. But he was sweet. My first date, we went to the movies, and he took me to dinner after, and we talked and laughed and giggled. He loved movies, so that was our thing. Okay. We always, I saved all my movie tickets from dates with him. Oh, wow. Every movie ticket.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's actually mad cute.
I still have them.
Oh. You do?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Every movie. I don't know, because I ended up being a movie lover after that. I was never a movie person. And we went to movies together, and he was sweet. I love that experience. That's the first time I really experienced dating someone. And I remember our first kiss. I was shaking.
Wow. Yes. I remember my first kiss too, with someone that never.
Our first kiss, not my first kiss. I remember his first kiss, like on a date. My first kiss on a date, you know? And it was really sweet. He was so sweet. And the fact that I was a sophomore and he was a senior, like, come on. You know what I mean? I wasn't feeling myself. I was like, this is weird. Why this older guy, you know, into me? So it was sweet. I think that's a good first date. So a movie. Can I tell you, my first date with my boyfriend was also a movie.
Oh, what was my first date?
We went to a movie. Actually, let me tell y'all. Can I give y'all a quick story? He was driving a Jeep Wrangler. And in the Jeep Wrangler, I guess he couldn't tell where the gas gauge was because it was an old Jeep Wrangler, right? But it looked good, but it was old. Okay. So we went to dinner first at Applebee's, and we went to the movies. Then we went to dinner at Applebee's. Back in the day, Applebee's was a thing because, you know, they had the 2 for an hour.
Yeah, they still got it, but their portions were small.
So we went to Applebee's. Let me tell y'all, he ain't had no gas in the car. The car he went, and it was freezing, snowing in New York.
That's so embarrassing.
And he go, I said, huh? Yeah.
Oh, I'm bringing this up.
Yeah, and he would go, the jump can't start up. So I'm sitting here,
so embarrassing.
So I'm like, I'm about to scroll on my phone. I'm about to go through Instagram and chill because ain't nobody walking to the gas station with you. But the gas station was like a good maybe mile away. So he walks to the gas station. He must walk really fast because it took him less than 5. And he came back, put the gas in.
Because he was embarrassed as fuck.
But he was mad. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was chill. The only minus is that it was cold out. So I was in the car shivering, you know? Yeah. But not as bad as him walking all the way to that gas station because I did not go. But other than that, it was a good first date. I laughed the whole time. I would say when it comes to like dating, I want a guy that makes me laugh.
Yes.
So I would love to go out on a date with someone that's super charismatic and just funny.
I think for me, so my dynamic, because I'm the younger one, the dating dynamic was different for me because my first date with him, we had already been like hanging out for a while, so it wasn't as awkward. But one thing I can say when it comes to dating him, what made me know that I would want to become his girlfriend or take it further and be, you know, continue the time, was that he was very open with his emotions. Like my mom's comment was basically saying it's a misconception that we want guys without emotions. You want a man to show emotion. Most boys are raised not to show emotion, and then he grows up to be a man scared of showing emotion.
True, right?
And that was one thing that was super refreshing because every other guy I talked to prior to Trevin was like, I had to like hope that they like me the way that they say. I have to hope that their actions and their work. Yeah, he's not saying it, but his actions are making me feel like it was a whole lot of guessing. Trevin looked me in my face on the first night that I met him. He said, hey, can you give me a ride home? Because it was raining. And I'm like, sure. I give him a ride home. I pull up to his house. I just met this dude like 2 hours ago. And he's like, you're mad cute. So what's up? Like, am I going to say
that?
But mind you, it's crazy how shit happens. This is why I say it's fake.
You gotta shoot your shot.
Earlier that day, I was driving down his street, and he yelled at my car like, "Hey, yo, stop! What's up?" And yelled at my car. I stopped at the stop sign. I looked in my rearview mirror. I said, "He's cute, but he looks young," and I kept driving. And then that night, me and my friend went to go hang out with her friend, and he was there. And I kid you not, he's like, "Do you drive a red Toyota?" I'm like, Yeah. Was that you that hollowed out my car? And that started the whole conversation. He was bold from the jump. I've never been that bold in my life, ever.
Let me tell you something. It looked like it worked out for you,
but he continued that boldness, and I've never had anybody love on me that way.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Crystal,
even though it pisses me off.
Crystal, what is your idea of your first date? And guys, we really want to see what your ideas are. Comment below.
My idea of a first date, like if we've been texting and I tell you stuff that I like, and if you wanted to set yourself apart and make me like get my attention, it does not start with dinner, unfortunately.
I love to eat.
I love to eat too, but you know what's real cool? I love to eat too, but my idea, I would like for us to like go sit in a park at a picnic. Yeah. Okay. We sit, we eat, and we talk. You know what I'm saying? That's cute. I like that. That's my vibe.
It's cute as hell.
Crystal still do.
It's cute as hell for the aesthetic.
That's me.
Yeah.
But that's like my idea. However, that wasn't my first date. My first date was, well, at first I was a little, me not wanting to give my time to nobody. However, he did this really cute thing. He had bought me flowers and this big balloon and had it sent to where I was staying at the time. And I've never gotten flowers from anyone. And I thought it was so nice to the point where, damn, do I just put these bitches in water? Do I gotta cut them first? Put stuff in? I didn't even know what to do. And I didn't know what to do. I'm looking for expressions and stuff. And we had a conversation. I was like, all right, cool. He asked me out. I went for it. So he picked me up. We went to dinner at Olive Garden.
Okay.
And then after that, we went to the mall. We went to the mall, and because he felt like, it was still around like my birthday or whatever, he bought me an outfit and a pair of shoes.
Who is this guy?
He's everything. Right. Shoes, Olive Garden, what else? $1 million.
A house?
Shoot.
No.
Who is this man?
He did a lot for a first
Is this your best friend?
No. He no.
Okay.
We were still not the same type rate. I think I was 22 or he was 26.
Okay.
26 that was a grown man.
That is 22, 23. Yeah.
No, you talking about as a grown man? He was just in jail like a year ago.
Oh no! What I'm saying, he could sound like
because
he was really like mad cool, a little corny, but cool. Other than that, it was not my usual cup of tea because y'all know I love my caramel, but he was chocolate. I gave it a chance. I was like, all right, cool, and he was nice. And that was my first date.
Yashika said, "Who is this man?"
That was my first date.
We want to know too.
Oh, Matt talked about his idea of a first date. And he said something active where you can ease into things and not feel awkward in the silence.
I like that. You know what?
That's why the picnic is cool.
I think we forget to do dating as like in relationships, like fun dating. I miss because we have to remember the person that we're friends first,
right?
And we're lovers because there's so many titles to the person that you're with.
Yes,
friends, lovers, and partners.
Yeah. This is very true.
Because lovers and partners are the same, And I think we forget to do the fun stuff because I feel like sometimes I'm uptight when it comes to the dating stuff and a relationship and things become routine. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to eat some food. Let's watch a movie and go to bed.
Yes.
We
don't branch out. And new experiences with anyone is fun. Like when
they last long.
When Matt talks about doing something active when you can ease into things, right?
Yeah.
Imagine doing something that neither one of you have done before. That alone put y'all both in an even playing field.
Like maybe like I'm thinking like now in this day and age, like a nice first date or like Dave and Buster's or
especially when you're competitive. It's great. Yeah, it's in Hollywood.
I haven't seen one down here though.
Yeah, it's in Hollywood.
Listen, we're not from Florida. We don't know.
I'm the Floridian, and these two ain't never said nothing about going to Dave and Buster's.
I'm so with it though.
They don't never. I don't love y'all, but I wish y'all would just call me when y'all want to do certain things and find places.
I would like Dave and Buster's. I would like what's that trampoline place?
Off the wall
or Sky Zone. I made a whole exciting. Okay, so I made a whole itinerary for my hubby when he comes down here. I don't like him right now, but if the itinerary
happens to the best of us,
if the itinerary changes, if my unlikeliness changes because I don't like his behind right now, She said, "I'm listening to all."
She's listening to us while she's seeing her patients.
Okay, I love that. Thank you for the support, Mama.
Yes, Mom. Enjoy
your that's a good question.
Okay, Sheikah, before we get to your question, I wanted to say that I wanted to go back to the fun things in a relationship, and I just thought of like roller skating and like maybe what's that? iFly. Yeah, when it's like an indoor skydiving.
Or bowling is fun.
I hate to bowl. Yeah, I hate it. I'm terrible.
I love bowling.
Hate it.
It's so fun when you're there.
I'd rather mini golf.
I've never done that.
I wonder if Top Golf is open because I'll do that too.
Top Golf.
Never been to Top Golf.
Me either.
For some reason, I don't want to go.
So she could
shooting range.
Oh, let's go to the gun range. Let's go.
I want to shoot some shit.
Excuse me.
I'm with it.
My burp's out here. I'm going. So Sheikah says, do you cancel a man based on the first date?
Absolutely.
I think, let me tell you, first impressions.
I'm just glad I wasn't the one to say it.
Yeah, first impressions always last. And you always know for the first date, I need to tell you about this date once about this dude that told me to take my headphones out of my ear when I was in the car with him. So he decided to bump. Mind you, he was older than me. I met him at the DMV at the time. I'm like, I don't know.
Was he wrong for that though?
Okay. The man I pleaded, yo. I was about to get mad.
Was he wrong?
That's
or was he wrong? Or it was how he was said it. Maybe it was how was he wrong for how he said it?
This was my thing. He started bumping music mad loud, right? I'm like, this is where we're grown ass people. He's older than me. Why he started? How are we gonna have a conversation in the car? You're bumping music mad loud.
You can't.
And I can't. When I say loud, like thumping. Okay.
So you put the earphones in to protect your ears.
It's too loud in here. So I put my headphones in, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I could drown out this noise, right? He go, oh, so you put headphones in your ear, like you trying to ignore me now? Like this is crazy. And I'm like.
First of all, you need to set the environment for me to talk to you. If I get in the car and all I hear, baby, welcome to the pod. I can't talk to you. I'm gonna dance, but I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah,
true.
And if it's blasting, we're definitely not gonna talk.
True.
At all.
If he's like, yo, I got this song that make me think of you, and I just want to play it real quick, and I'd be like, oh, okay, you know.
Now, is that cute or corny?
It's corny and cute because I like corny.
Okay, I'm just asking. Don't do me.
Wait.
It's different levels.
In defense to Crystal, Christina calls her man corny every time he does anything.
He does.
I be thinking the shit's adorable. And she's like, and that's so fucking corny.
Because it sounds cute, but to her, everything is corny. That's why I had to.
Meanwhile, I be begging my boyfriend, just be a little corny.
I wanted a little bit, just a tiny bit.
I just want to know, based on your Sheikah's question, right? Since she said, "Do you cancel a man based on the first date?" What is date canceling? Like,
chew with your mouth open.
You were ignorant.
Chew with your mouth open.
Like, what? It's like it's done.
Chew with your mouth open.
You being rude and ignorant.
Not being able to read the menu,
or not being. If you were terribly boring and you didn't make me laugh, I can't do that.
If you're awkward, like I'm awkward enough, but like if you're, I'm mad funny.
We want a whole dinner. If we go a whole dinner and we only exchange like greetings and like 2-word comfort, replies. No.
Or if you don't know how to keep a conversation going.
I'm a huge talker.
Me too.
So whenever I'm the type of person, if I know you're not a talker, I will do everything possible to lead out the conversation. And if it's still that, I'm like, you just whack because I know I said no. You know,
like I can't do that.
I'm like, so what's up? And I will ask so many. I know how to ask the right questions to get someone to speak up.
Yes.
I'll ask them things about themselves that will get them going and fired up to be like, oh, and to make them feel comfortable with me enough to talk, you know? It's not even like I'm interested in the shit, but I'm just like, hey. But again, I want to go back to being able to read the menu. So one thing I like is a man that's classy. So when you see, read the menu. So when you want to order your food, right? You don't want the menu come, and you don't want to be this person that say, give me this. You do that, date is canceled.
People really do that?
I had a few dates like that. And you know, said them dirty Jamaican day, you know, because them Jamaicans, I don't know if they can't read or what.
Disclaimer, she's Jamaican.
But every time Every time I go to these Jamaican, when I go on a date with these Jamaicans, they say, "Give me this." The person comes and say, "What would you like?" And he said, "Give me this." And when he's pointing to a picture, he did not read the menu. She said, "Okay, all this food I am said, give me this." That's for me. That's a no for me.
Where you find these niggas? Please tell me so I can laugh.
I was young. Where you find
these niggas? Give me this.
I saw him say, "Give me this."
More on this one.
Give me this.
Man, want this? Please take this. The rest of this.
I'm looking at him like, so he can't read. And then he embarrassed. Come on, girls are like, that nigga can't read. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, dang, he really can't read.
You don't want him to read that loud. He started being like, can I have the
Well, let me ask this, ladies. Do y'all feel that on a first date, is it acceptable to split it? It's okay if he, pays whole thing. But if he was willing to say, let's split it, would you cancel him for that?
Yes.
I knew her answer. What about you?
Yeah, I knew I was gonna say that.
How is he asking?
No, it's not
like if he let me set the scene. I'm gonna be like if he's sitting here like this, like the whole night he don't say nothing, and then the check come out and he's like, "Give me a notebook. I gotta act it out. Give me a notebook."
She gotta act it out, y'all. Her acting skills are good.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the check, and he's like, "You had the chicken."
Oh, I had a date like that, by the way.
And he'd be like,
shout out to B. I ain't gonna put you on the spot because I know you be checking checking your Facebook.
So if you if you willing to pay for the appetizer and and your plate, I can pay for the drink.
He didn't. Can I just say that happened to me?
See that you get canceled after that. When you do it like that,
but if you let me know ahead of time, like, listen, I really want to go out with you. I really want to spend time with you, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't get paid till next week. Is there any way we can split the check? I would be like, I'm down. Because you at least were respectful enough to let me know ahead of time. Like, I don't got it.
Chelsea said,
vulnerable.
Cancel.
Damn.
She said,
because he made it seem like he was paying, then came out with only enough to pay.
Oh, he's corny.
Oh, hell no. Nope. Cancel that.
I had somebody pretend like that shit didn't work. I mean, it's not working?
I mean, only if I feel like if I really like you and you ask me in a way like, hey, look, we here at this spot. You having this, we gonna have this. I want us to enjoy ourselves. How do you feel about us splitting the check? I can pay for it, but I want to know how you feel. Like,
I mean, I'm willing to have you the way you are.
I'm willing to, work that out. But if he did what you did, it's a hell to the law.
My date was with this guy, and I don't want to put him on the spot because he got a girlfriend now, and he still follows me. But I cursed him out. I'm gonna tell you something. It cost him more that night. Cost him, yes. All right. I cursed him out, and I made sure because back then, all right, at the time, I think I just got in a car accident, so I didn't have a car, right? I was in the process of getting a new car. So here I am about to get on the bus. We took the bus to the mall, and we were going to eat and see a movie, I think. I don't remember the whole thing fully, right? So we in the food court, and he's like, oh, so what exactly are you eating? Okay, so I budgeted for this. Yeah, and I was like, instantly, I text my friend, come get me. Right? So then he's like, what? He didn't want to swipe his card. Now, I didn't expect him to swipe his card for the metro to get on the bus. But when we get on the bus, he like, I can only swipe for you one time type shit. I'm like, bro, why are you calculating everything? So he just kept calculating. We get to the movies, the nigga still calculating. I said, no,
don't take me out then.
Yo, I was like, what? I got an accountant on my books right now. I took an accountant on a date. So I told him straight up, I said, you cheat.
Wait, what?
No, she's like being sarcastic.
Oh.
Because he was counting every dollar.
Oh, girl, I thought you said accountant. I was about to say, excuse me.
No, she did say accountant, but she was being sarcastic. Yeah. Like he's counting all the money.
Counting every dollar. Yes.
Oh, no, I can't see you.
So finally, we're on the way and we're about to get
You're not even a big spender.
I think we're going to take a cab, right? Because I was like, I'm going to take the bus home. It's late. Let's just take a cab because the bus was going to take long.
That was a big deal.
The cab, okay, if you're taking a cab, because where we were, Garden City. So we're going to Garden City to Hempstead. From town to town is 4. If you're going from a town to another town, it's 7.
Okay. That's still not bad.
He's like, I don't know if I could pay for that. I said, word, called my friend. I said, yo, come get me. I pulled off and left his ass in the parking lot. Don't try me. I called my friend instantly. Yo, Steve, come get me. He was like, oh, facts, big facts. I'll come get you right now. He can't get me. He was like, "What's up? What you doing with these black niggas?"
Don't wish that you knew her back then to see some of this shit.
Yes.
I swear.
Yes.
You got the funniest stories.
I was mad.
Bro.
His ass is canceled. Now I see him with a girlfriend. I was like, "What's she doing with his cheap ass? She must be cheap too."
Or she paying the bill.
Something. She looked familiar too. I don't know. I think she went to high school with me, but listen, good luck with that cheapskate because his cheap ass didn't spend no money. And I'm not a money person. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, like spend all this money. I'm going off topic. Okay. So Chelsea said, yes, exactly. Let me know first then. So we good, you know? That's why it's called Vex money. What do you mean Vex money?
I never heard of that before.
I don't know if she mean Vex money, but I'm going
to Vex the first part. I know island people when we say Vex, we mean mad. So I don't know.
That's why I'm confused.
Yeah.
Mad money?
Vex has a very different.
Like if you get me vexed, you know, it's not a good
thing. Different meaning.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Chelsea, what do you mean by Vex money? We trying to figure it out.
And while you comment that, let's figure out. So, Kyla, what do you do on a date?
Well, since we are talking about the men taking us on shitty dates, right? Mm-hmm. What do we do? Well, Kyla goes above and beyond. I think she does too much.
You might be right. That's why I asked her first, because me and you, compared to her, we sound simple as hell.
What?
Yeah.
So our definition of taking a man out, of course, is different. And we're all about, of course, doing not Netflix and chill.
Right.
You know? But I don't know. Kyla, what do you do for a date?
So I'm the one that's hosting.
Can you think of a past date that you've hosted?
Yeah.
And you ask someone out and
Yeah.
Oh, I got a drop left. We really liking this wine tonight.
And it looks like we're finishing the bottle tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I mean,
thank you.
Yes, welcome.
I mean, I'm queen of let's go out to eat. So I'll be honest, I'm always ready to eat. Cheesecake Factory.
Vex money. She said, Chelsea said Vex money, like if I'm stuck having to pay my own.
So your money in your pocket, basically, just in case.
Always good to have your own bag. I mean, we do, but at the end of the day, you don't want it.
But if you ask me out,
right,
and I come out of my house strictly because you asked me to be there, I'm gonna be annoyed.
But in this new days with the Gen X,
I think that's what that is. Gen Z.
With Gen Z, and a lot of the Gen Zs and the millennials now in this day and age think that women should split the bill.
I'm willing to.
So I'm not willing to. I'm not. Straight up. Already. If we've been together, yes. But you ask me on a date and we're in the dating phases, you need to impress me. No. I'm not paying for the bill.
What do you like
if we go everything else? I'm not paying for the bill because at the end of the day, me personally, I do identify your masculinity with what you can do.
I know.
Me personally.
I don't.
So that's what you do on a date. You make sure he pays.
I'm all about I'm all about a man. Yes, that's how I see. I'm not saying that's not all he has.
Right.
But I'm old school based on what I was raised on, what I see my father doing, being a provider, a man that can.
My dad was a provider.
I don't need a provider, but you need to show me. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, my dad's a provider too, so I always wanted someone that could provide for me, but then at the same time, I like the feeling of doing for myself.
I do for myself 24/7, so it's time for him to do for me when I end up in a situation.
But this isn't someone doing for you. This is a first date. And you're saying that he needs
first
to
date is me going out of my way to be with you. You do for me.
What makes you better than him?
I'm not better. You ask me out. I'm doing you a favor.
Ooh, Jesus. I'm not a nigga, and I ain't dated him. I felt that for her, for them.
Yeah.
Damn, Christina.
I'm just saying. I'm taking me out all the time. You ask me on the day. You ask me to give you my time.
Yeah. But why is your time worth more than his time?
He volunteered. He asked me.
He's asking you to, but he's asking you to pay for your own food that you're eating.
You asked me out though.
Right. And we had a good time. Now pay for the food that you ate.
Absolutely.
If your friends ask you to go out, you don't expect your friends to pay.
It depends.
You don't, because I've asked you out and I ain't pay. So, and you've asked us out and you ain't pay. So you don't expect your friends to pay for you when you go out. But they still did ask you out and they still did enjoy your time.
Yeah.
And we're going out again.
But I want to go out with you. Sorry.
13 days
I'm not
left.
uncomfortable. I'm not in this space. Dating is getting to know. You're trying to, like I said, the beginning is always about impressing, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to impress me for your money.
Yeah,
that's true.
You do.
Oh, I don't need your money to impress.
I'm harsh. I'm sorry.
I think that's just Christina. Because I need.
But like I said, I'm not a materialistic
before we
person,
get to the money.
You know? But it just that part is just like.
I don't need your money. For me, I'm all about honesty. So if you can honestly tell me, I don't got it like that right now.
Yeah.
But I want to spend time with you. I can say, okay, we don't
I
have
think
to
mine is more of a respect factor.
Can I be real with you? I'm not even the person because I always hear guys say like, "Oh, I'm not dating right now because I ain't got no money," and I'm like, "That's stupid."
Right? There's a lot of free shit to do.
I feel like it's stupid because I'm like, there's so many simple things.
One.
The beach.
The
a
beach.
walk in the park.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something like that. Your picnic.
A picnic.
Yes.
Like what I'm saying is be creative. Right?
Yeah, those are the dates I like. Creative, the fun stuff, not the
but those
sit down and awkward.
Sometimes people ain't want to fuck that energy.
That's going back to Netflix and chill.
And standards.
Netflix and chill is not a date.
It's not.
It's a date now. It's a date when you're together already.
When you're in a relationship.
Yeah, it's not even a date. It's quality time.
Right. That's true.
It's quality time. That's what it's called. Quality time and maybe doing pillow talk.
You know, back in the day, y'all ever got hit back in the day with the massage?
Yes.
Like, let me just rub your back for you.
Entirely too many times.
And they try to get you there slowly.
Yeah.
I don't let my boyfriend massage me because it's gonna
I think that was the most awkwardest thing ever. And
what y'all think? Anybody
wanted to do massages.
Did anybody get hit with the massages?
Yeah, that was the thing.
You had a long week. Let me give you a massage.
Right.
Yeah. Don't touch me. Hey, you trying to let me rub your feet? Like, I know you had a long day.
I'd be like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Absolutely not.
Touch me.
I was the queen of saying that. I used to always don't touch me.
Oh, I'm queen of not answering the phone.
Message.
So with our dating world now, because I've been in a relationship for a long time. So I can't imagine going back to the dating world because it seems so harsh now. It seems like no one wants to put effort. No one wants to really get to know each other. It's really about this sexual. And the crazy thing is back in the day, it used to be more of like, hey, let me get your number so I could talk to you. Now it's like, hey, let me get your gram.
Yeah.
You know?
Or your Snap.
Let me get your gram, your Snap, or your Facebook. It's not about, yo, let me get your number.
Or let me give you my texting app number.
Or they slide in your DMs before they ever even see your number.
Yeah.
I don't get why no one asks us for the number first.
I think they're afraid of getting rejected because people say no.
It works for me because I don't want to give nobody my number.
I know people that are more willing to give an Instagram out than
I'd rather do that. I'd rather give you my social media than my number. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot.
Do you think anyone has gotten the let me get your number or let me get your gram? Which one?
Or Snapchat.
Any social media.
Or their phone could be off. They can't text you.
That too. Or let me get your WhatsApp. WhatsApp is your phone number though.
WhatsApp means that their phone is really off.
Yeah. You got WhatsApp. That means you only use Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. Yo, I will not sit here and tell y'all I got fussed at because it's so sad to say, like, I forgot to pay my phone bill and I didn't realize it and I didn't care because it wasn't like nobody was calling me and I thought it was cool until I realized, oh shit, your phone's off to pay your bill. And I got fussed at because, oh, look, you could have got a texting app, your phone off. Say, what now? You want me to go ahead and get a texting app so I can text you just because my phone's off?
Wow.
That sounds a bit much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I got fussed at for that. Can you believe that crap? And I'm single. It's hell.
So Kala had some research.
Yes, I did.
You know, Kala have research every time we do TTT. Okay.
I like to have data. I feel like it validates a lot of what we talk about. So
true.
So Kala is gonna give.
Read them numbers.
We got time, so we don't have to give a rush.
Gotta get them
synopsis,
girl.
Okay. We don't have time though. It's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock.
Yes.
So damn.
So Netflix actually did a study of their own in regards to dating in relations to like shows, what you like to watch, because the dating world has somehow began to.
Good night, Chelsea.
Good night.
Thank you for the shirt, girl. Shout out to Chelsea. She bought me this shirt.
Did she really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
What do we call it? Dating now, because of Netflix and chill and this new like way of moving, kind of surrounds around what you like to watch and what you like to do and like in-home type of things. Okay. So 25% of people find people more attractive based on shows that they watch.
Wow.
I actually agree with that.
I don't even look at that. I don't even care.
Me either. 27 people insist show compatibility is important.
Wow.
So we have to like to watch the same shows. But if you think about it, a lot of relationships bond over shows.
That's true.
Like a lot of relationships, I've seen a lot of couples like, oh, me and my man watch The Walking Dead together every Wednesday, and if he misses it, then I can't watch it until he watches it again. Like I've seen that.
I never had that.
I'm watching everything without him.
Oh,
okay. And we're gonna talk about it later.
I watch my own shows, but if me and him start a show together, then we watch it together.
Oh, me too, Chelsea.
58% have added shows and movies to their profile to attract a potential suitor. 58%, that's a lot.
Wow.
So they watch certain shows to attract somebody else.
I'm not part of any of these.
Really? I'm a part of the last one.
51.
I tried something different because I'm dating someone and he watched this, so I thought I'd watch it too just to see what he was talking about. I've done that before.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Wait, 51% believe sharing a Netflix password means the relationship is serious.
What?
I can believe that. Not for myself. That's more relatable.
Because no lie, I've had a friend who her and her man broke up and he changed that password so quick.
Wow.
She was like, damn, I can't even watch a show. You don't even want me to be
that did happen to me too.
17% will not share their Netflix password until they get engaged.
Okay, I don't know about the engaged part. That's a little.
You can always change your password if you don't want them to have it. Okay, let's see. 65% engage in negotiations over picking shows, and 35% trade show for show, and most relationships like to stream the same things together. So it was just basically acknowledging the fact that because of the relationship dynamic changing, because if you think about it, if we're going out, we're doing things, a show doesn't fucking matter. But because the dynamic has changed so much and people have now centered their dating life on what's on Netflix or what is there available for us to watch, or, you know, what movie is coming out, that there has to be some sort of compatibility with what's out at the time and the people. We have to both want to watch the same thing. Mm-hmm. We have to both want it, because it becomes such a, people aren't going out their house. They're not going on picnics. They're not going to Sky Zone. They're not doing creative ideas.
Right.
They're not putting forth that energy. It's really, look, this is what's popular on Netflix. What you want to watch tonight? And that's the energy and effort that's put in.
I feel bad for the man that asked me if we want to do Netflix and chill. Nope, it's not a date. I'm saying no.
Do you have any more?
Yes, I do. Okay, so in connection to that, standards are now lower, right? And why is that? Why are standards lower? Why do we expect less of the person we're with? Or not even that we expect less, but we don't expect much. That makes sense. So that goes back to the concept that we were talking about earlier about chivalry, right? Is it dead?
That way.
Do we need chivalry? Do we want chivalry? And so a big part of it is that, like, chivalrous acts have a way of making women feel weak or fragile or lesser. Some women don't look at it that way. They like to feel like dainty. You know what I mean? Like they like to feel like, I can't do that. I'm a girl. I mean, you know, some women do feel that way, but most empowered women have worked their whole life to kind of separate from that being. So a lot of them naturally will do things that won't be considered like emasculating or emasculating, taken away from their masculinity, when reality, like, that's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to stand on their own. So and it also leads to hold on a second. Yes, okay, so a big part of this research was the idea of chivalry and it being dead, and they were saying that chivalry actually isn't dead per se. It has kind of evolved. Okay. How men work for affection has changed. So now instead of me opening your door, I give you a good morning text.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I post you as my Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yes.
I make you my cover photo on Facebook. Things like that, which, if you think about it in the, you know, the modernized terms, like version of chivalry, that's kind of chivalrous. You're claiming me. You're kind of courting me. You're romanticizing me.
I like that.
So it's like, and it's true. We kind of expect these things once we're with a person. Like,
yeah,
I'll get mad at my man. Like, I haven't heard from you all day. He'd be like, "You're at work. Okay, I saw you this morning before you left." And I'm like,
exactly.
You know, or he'll even.
Did you think of me?
That's me. Like, I haven't heard from you all day. Why haven't you texted me? And he'd be like, well, you're at work. And I'm like, I'm not expecting you to text me having a full-blown conversation, but just a simple, like, I miss you already. I hope you have a good day. Don't work too hard. Like something to make me feel like you miss me.
Or, I can't wait till you get back home.
Yeah, something. That's chivalry.
Right.
But we don't consider it chivalry. We just look at it like it's energy.
You gotta open doors and pay for things. And yeah.
Like back in the day, it was more like, oh, I'm cold, give me your jacket.
Yeah.
Or like, you're sending flowers to my house. Or things like that. So it's like, it really goes back to the fact that as we as women have come to terms with identifying like masculinity versus femininity, and as like gender norms have become more fluid, like it's okay for a man to be a stay-at-home dad a little more now than it used to be. It's okay for a woman, because now, okay, back in the day, masculinity was just men, femininity was women. But like I've learned that I have a lot of masculine traits, if we're gonna look at what masculine traits are, as I have feminine traits. And then there's certain traits that my boyfriend had that would be considered feminine. Doesn't make him less of a man. Like he likes to groom himself. He likes to be completely shaved. That's who he is.
Right.
I like it because he's clean.
Can you date a man that's more feminine than you?
I've dated a metrosexual and I liked it.
I think it depends on what my aspect of feminine is and what I want in a relationship.
A metrosexual? What's that? I don't want to say metrosexual is necessarily feminine.
It's just real, like they like they groom themselves.
They're groomed very well.
Like their hair,
but they're still straight. They're straight. I just want to read the definition because I don't want to give misinformation. So I'm gonna give the definition. Metrosexual. In the Urban Dictionary, a male who looks like he's gay but bangs chicks. That's what it says.
That's so like terrible. The male version of it.
That's what the Urban Dictionary says. The Webster Dictionary says usually a usually urban heterosexual male given to enhancing his personal appearance by
sounds like a pretty boy.
Yeah. By grooming himself, beauty treatments, and fashionable clothes. Yeah.
So, I know something.
Go ahead.
I feel like it depends on what you want in a relationship when it comes to like, would you date someone more feminine? Because I know men and women in relationships where the woman wants to be dominant, the man wants to be submissive. I know relationships where the woman wants to have more of the power, the man is okay with taking a step back. I think that there is this idea in society where as a woman you're expected to submit and as a man you're expected to dominate. And that might not necessarily be your personality. Men come in all shapes and sizes, as do women. Some women are just they have more leadership personalities.
That's true.
They just lead naturally. And some men just naturally would prefer to follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not every man, just because you have something swinging in between your legs, is just willing to lead. Yeah. It's just a fact. So I feel like when it comes to femininity and masculinity, we've all been socialized and conditioned to think like as a woman you're feminine, as a man you're masculine. But when I look back at a lot of the things that make me me, a lot of the characteristics and traits that I've grown up with, I'm really not feminine. I could not cook. I'm still learning how to cook. I'm still figuring out how to cook. And that's because I have a daughter and I want her to eat home cooked meals, not because I had a man, because I've been at one of those.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like certain aspects, but like my man used to cook all the time. He grew up in a household where there was a lot of cooking. So he knew how to cook. And I remember his mom, like, had kind of said to me, like, well, how's my son going to eat if you don't know how to cook? And I was like, well, if your son doesn't eat because I don't know how to cook, then he's going to die. Like, he's not meant to live. Because that's a trait that's not a gender specific trait. We all need to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cooking is a life skill that I think I needed to acquire as an adult in life. I couldn't live my life getting takeout every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like as we continue to separate from these gender norms, the idea of chivalry, the idea of relationships are going to continue to evolve, because I feel like chivalry is one-sided. I feel like I've been chivalrous in my relationship to my man. Mm-hmm. I feel like we've all taken the time to cater to that person. Yeah. But there's no name for it. Chivalrous is man to women. Yeah. There's no name for when I'm catering to him, when I'm doing for him. Like you said, you feel like I do too much. I do a lot. Like I'm real over the top.
Not too much, but like
No, but I am. I've acknowledged that. Like I'm not gonna front and be like I don't. I do a lot. When I love really hard. Sometimes to a fault. But what's the word for it? There isn't one.
True.
It's like chivalry makes this weird dynamic.
Being a wife. A wife. But it's like automatic for us. Like it's supposed to be.
You could be a husband and not be chivalrous.
Yeah.
But like I feel like, but that goes back to the expectation. With men, I feel like have higher standards in a weird way. Like if you can't do this, like if you cheat on a man, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna leave.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna leave. But if you cheat on a woman, a lot of women are willing to deal with it. And I'm speaking from experience. A lot of women are willing to be like, okay, I can make this work. I can finagle it. But a man is like, hold on, you broke me. And they will keep that pain for the next 10 relationships and not get over it.
That's a conversation for another day.
Yes, sure is.
But that leads to the unbalance in the dynamic. Like the standards are different. Men have very high standards for themselves.
Agreed. And
they're not willing to really settle for less most of the time. Women will have these standards, but they're very flexible, very malleable. Like, because I feel like we are scared to be alone. Like, we're kind of taught that you shouldn't be alone. Men are taught that if you're alone, it's okay. It's okay for a man to be a bachelor. They're a lone wolf. He's going to figure it out. A woman after a certain age, if they're single and they don't have no kids, they're like, what's good with you? There must be something wrong with her. Like, even Halle Berry, right? She's beautiful.
Yep. But can't keep a man.
Girl. But she don't have a man. And just from her not having a man, her stock goes down.
Really?
Yeah. Her stock, like, she's hot. Men are still willing to smash. But I've heard men, women, multiple people say, she can't keep a man though, something must be wrong with her.
I agree.
But no one
I say that about a man too though.
But no one considers the fact that, like,
Christian.
You did say that about Christian. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Tracy Ellis Ross is a perfect example.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
She has no man, she has no kids.
Nothing.
But from what she explained, like I watched a TED Talk, she was like, I don't have him because I don't want him. Like, she's not ugly. She got a banging body. She has a good career. She has money, but she's like, I'm really content with being with
I never believe somebody that says that.
But I do, because it's something that I maybe cannot identify with, I don't think it takes away the validity of it. Like, I think she was raised with a certain type of confidence in herself, that she was okay with being by herself.
I can probably see that.
I mean, her mom's not even wrong.
Exactly.
But I feel like certain women end up to a point where they say stuff like that. I'm like, I can't believe you. I don't know why I find it hard to believe them when they say
that they can be happy alone without needing nobody.
If we want to go all the way to the psychological stance of it all, Maslow says that in the tiers of life and being a human being, that love is the most important one. So,
but I feel like that's different for everybody, though.
I mean, he's talking about basic existence as a human being. That love is something that's very important, and he talks about 2 different types of love. There's love where it comes from your family, and then there's that affectionate, intimate love. But she could be getting intimate love and just not being with a life partner. True. That's so true.
Yeah. You can get it.
That's true.
You can.
Because I just assume that she's just saying she doesn't need a life partner. Like she doesn't
I think she just doesn't care to have one. I think she looks at it like
it's not a necessity to her. It's not a priority to her.
I think it doesn't take. I think the problem is so many women value their lives on being with somebody else and building with somebody else. And I think she looks at it like, I think she take a moment. Just take a moment to get over it. Trust everyone. Everyone does what they want. Everyone does what they want. Go ahead. I'm gonna talk about it in a second. But I feel like as women, we're raised like our existence matters in connection to a man. You need to find a man. You need to find a man that's gonna keep you, that's gonna take care of your kids, that's gonna love you. Versus a man's existence is based off of just being a man. Be a good man. Be a solid man. And one day, if it comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. If you meet a man who's 60 years old and he don't have no kids, people are like, oh, that man knew what he wanted. He didn't want no kids. You meet a woman and she's like, I don't have no kids. They're like, something must have been wrong with her. Why she have no kids? Her uterus must not work, or somebody don't want to be with her, or whatever the case. Because our value is put in somebody wanting to be with us. Yeah. So when we hear a woman say, I'm cool being by myself. If I find somebody, great. But if I don't, that's okay too. It's mind-blowing to us. Like, why? Why? You're okay with being by yourself?
Is it bad? That's how I feel now at the age that I'm at.
Is it bad that you feel like you're okay with being by yourself? That's not bad. That's a power that a lot of us don't have, including myself. Like, I've learned that I don't like to be alone. It really bothers me to be alone.
I like my space so much.
I don't care to be alone. I like to be alone for short periods of times, but I can't. I get extremely lonely.
See, I think for you, it's me time versus being alone.
Right?
Yeah, that's a difference.
Yes.
For me, I just don't like anyone in my space.
Yeah, like I think for me, it's become not me needing me time, but just me having peace. A sense of peace.
Yes.
After all the crap I done been through, peace is what I want and what I need.
It's very valuable. And so for a woman like Tracee Ellis Ross, she doesn't have any kids, and people look at her like she's weird for not having kids. Mm-hmm. But she has plenty of nieces and nephews. She might have just never wanted kids.
That's true.
But when men hear women that don't want kids, they think something's wrong. Why don't you want to reproduce? How dare you? Some people don't want to. My mom's aggravating.
Kyla's mom says, get over it. Learn to enjoy your own company.
Amen.
But let me correct something. I didn't say I don't enjoy my own company. I'm fun as fuck. I don't like to be alone. That's not because I don't enjoy my company, but that's because I do enjoy the vibe of other people.
Kyla's mom is petty.
First of all, I spent wait, pause. Oh my God. I spent 41 weeks because I was 8 days late. And I wasn't alone because I was in your womb. So I wasn't alone.
That's so funny.
But 40 weeks in the womb alone, it was too long.
I think that I wish I had some balance, like how you enjoy, not like you're like, I don't like being alone. I wish I knew how to balance it, because when I'm not alone, hard. I literally have anxiety.
I don't have anxiety.
From someone being in my space. I'm sorry.
I think it's because it's a comfort thing.
Yeah, and then it's crazy when someone's in my space. I don't know how to function. I don't know how to do regular everyday things that I would do, because I feel like I need to like kind of cater to them. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to be normal.
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, not for nothing. I feel like I need the me time a lot to recharge, because when I'm sharing my space, I spend most of my time giving. Like, I'm a giver. And I think you are too. Mm-hmm. So I feel like when somebody else is in your space, you know that you're not going to really be able to tend to Christina in that time. So tending to you is very important to you. For me, I'm teaching myself how important tending to myself is, because I get lost in being there for other people. I love being alone. I want to be bothered when I want. Yeah, right. But you love being alone too much. That's your problem.
That's how I am too. But I notice that's gonna have to end no matter what.
Yeah. It does. I mean, for me, it's bad. It has
a long time.
It has its gifts and its curse. I mean, like, I know, like, I have a kid, and I know when she grows up.
See, me and your mom would get along great.
We just read that. That's why.
I didn't see it. I was trying to make sure my sister was straight. My bad.
But I mean, I just feel like that has to do with me in general. Like, I know when my kid grows up, I'm be sad she leaves.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't want to be alone.
She's gonna be the next little red sunshine. She really is.
Well, guys, this was an awesome talk tonight. We definitely went way over time. Like, we did
2 hours.
Oh, that is 2 hours.
It's way over time.
I almost finished the bottle.
I knew that was gonna happen though.
It was a good topic. Great topic. So, we're in cancel season. So, are we canceling? We're not canceling Netflix. But are we canceling Netflix and chill
as a date? Yes.
I guess if you're in a relationship, it's different. But we're canceling it as like a first time entry date.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, our question actually proposed for the night was, has Netflix and chill ruined our approach to dating?
Yeah. I think it definitely tainted it. I think it lessened it and lowered the expectations of it.
Yeah. Crystal, do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
And I totally agree. So for a fact,
just to get into the
we are canceling Netflix and chill. Not Netflix, but we're canceling the idea of Netflix and chill.
Unless you're in a relationship.
Yes, if you're in a relationship, yes. But I feel like when you're in dating stages, you shouldn't be doing Netflix and chill.
No, you should be getting to know the person.
Yeah.
And experiencing things with the person.
And you can't get to know each other by watching a movie, unfortunately.
And having sex with someone isn't getting to know them.
No.
Yes.
And I forgot to mention this, and I remember we were talking to our friend about this, about the first date, and if a man still, I know I was trying to end it, but like this was good. If a man still values a woman after the first date and having sex on the first date. So that's important. That's something for you guys to think about. And it's vice versa. Does a woman still value a man on the first date after she sleeps with him? And does a man value a woman? So this is, and I know a lot of times we talk about holding back, but I think holding back is not always about the value, but it's about the suspense of it, the unknown, and being able to work your way through to that. Because sometimes sex is just about emotion. It's not about the girt of it.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
And if it's just about the girt of it, then you know you're not building a relationship. You're just trying to have sex.
Right.
You know?
I think it all goes off of what you were looking to get from it.
Right.
If a man knows I'm just trying to hit it and quit it, then he's gonna just hit it and quit it. But I think you have to be careful, because I know that if I meet a guy today, and let's say if I was single and he's trying to have sex with me today, I'm gonna say, you got dirty damn dick. You trying to have sex with everybody. Because why? You don't know me. Why are you offering that so quick?
Dick.
Right. Why you offering
That's
that?
What it's called, boo.
For real though. Why you
That's
offering
what it
that?
is.
Like I look at, I mean, a lot of women don't look at it, but I try to hold men to the same standard they hold us to.
True.
You giving it up mad quick. Like, have some respect for yourself. Pull your pants back up.
Like, let me imagine some shit. Like, you know,
let
taking it away.
Let me make yourself more valuable, because now that tells me that I'm just a hole. You really don't care about what else is attached to it. I'm just a hole.
And if you that quick to give it up to me, I can only imagine how quick you is to give it up to somebody else.
And I'll be at the clinic itching. No thanks.
I agree.
Itching.
I agree.
Burning.
You don't need that. You don't need that,
girl. No one needs that.
Funny discharge. Like, no.
On that note, guys, thank you so much for supporting. Listen, if you haven't, let's cheer it up, because she's reminding me.
I'm a little tipsy.
My glass is empty.
Their glasses are empty. You want
drink that shit? I want to see you chug it on camera.
Let's go.
Chug a look. Chug a look. Chug a look. Talk that talk. We talked it. We talked it and we walked it. Drink that drink. We got it. We got it at the bottle. What? She drank that shit.
That was good.
So
I hit the bed like
in 13 days.
Oh my god, we work tomorrow.
That is why.
Oh well, yeah. I would never let you check a whole.
She's so aggravated.
I would never do that. Leave me alone.
It's my girl's birthday in 13 days, so
I'm trying to be happy, because I was mad depressed about my birthday, y'all.
Me too.
I was too. It was super quarantined.
Right. Yeah, yours was mid in the quarantine. So guys, we just want to thank you guys for supporting. This is not Talk That Talk is not over. It is not over. Please look out. If you haven't yet, follow Women of Empowerment Inc. on Instagram and on Facebook. We also have a podcast called Cultivate Her. Okay.
Yes.
We also have our Mommy and Me program called Special People Swim on Instagram and on Facebook. Follow us. Okay. And we're just doing a lot of big things. Just in case you didn't know, we do have our back to school bash, and that is going to be next Saturday, August 8th. We're giving back out here in Fort Lauderdale in the community. And if you would love to help and contribute, you can donate. Ooh, the wine. I drank too much, y'all.
You can donate on our PayPal.
Yes, you can donate on our PayPal, okay?
And that's for any state. My Bostonians watching.
Yes.
Yes.
The New Yorkers watching.
Yes.
If you go to Women of Empowerment Inc. on Facebook, there links you to the page, and it will take you right there where you can make a monetary donation, or you can message us on the page and we will arrange a pickup or a drop off.
Oh, Yolanda, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We always try to be transparent.
Yeah.
Too transparent.
Yolanda, girl, I miss you.
Sometimes I'll be too transparent. I'm glad my boyfriend left the chat.
Yeah, because you was on edge about him joining. Let you would have said something that wouldn't have got you.
I'll be honest.
This weekend,
I talk like this just
if you can, guys, also follow us on YouTube. We are now developing our YouTube page, so follow us on YouTube at Women of Empowerment. Talk That Talk is not over, guys. Yes, we were doing every week. Now this is our last episode, unfortunately. This is our last episode.
I like talking that talk, Christina. Where can I keep doing that at?
So we're gonna keep doing Talk That Talk. and you can see it on our Instagram and Facebook pages. It will be segment episodes. So we hope that you can come in and view our episodes, okay? All right, guys, listen. Don't forget to donate to our back to school bash. We need supplies still. We still need notebooks, binders, pens, pencils, okay? We need supplies for our high schoolers, okay?
Yes.
So we want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Listen, we are canceling Netflix and chill. We don't need that.
It's not a date, okay? Especially not a first date.
It's not considered a date for the first date. It's considered a date after you've been in a relationship.
Yes.
Okay? So we thank you guys so much. Kyla, say good night.
Good night.
Hey, Crystal, say good night.
Good night.
And good night, guys. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon. Mwah. Love it.